And we are live. What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday, another stream. I hope everybody's doing awesome. I told myself, like I do every week, that I'm going to do my best to be as focused as possible for today's stream, which I know I sound like a broken record because I say it every week and I instantly get sidetracked, but I'm going to try to get all of these sort of announcements and scattery things out of my head at the beginning in hopes that that will allow me to sort of work through things. So for starters, what's going on, everybody? Alien Buddha, Dan, thank you very much for, told you I'd be here to do my bit. Thank you very much for the 4 months. Delmar, Lisa, Maze, Carl, Maker, Adrian, there's a lot of awesome people here. So today we are going to be building the Mercury 1.1, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a second. Before I do that, I wanted to state that if you didn't get the notification for a live stream that's going live in 28 days, I did schedule the 100,000 subscriber channel live stream on the main channel for December 4th at noon Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to hit notify me, I'm going to announce it a couple more times, but it is there as a placeholder. It's going to be awesome. Aaron's going to be helping out. There's a lot of really cool giveaways, so I hope that you will be able to hang out and stop by. I'm going to break my healthy eating for that day to order some pizza, so I'm super excited for that. But yeah, I hope everyone is doing awesome. Hey, Steve. Yeah, I'm really excited to do this. So first things first, for anyone that doesn't know, and I know most here know what this is, but anyone that watches this video later on, what is the Mercury 1? So the Mercury 1, well, .1, is a project that converts an Ender 5, Ender 5 Pro, or Ender 5 Plus into a Core XY 3D printer. The .1 variant uses an EVA 2.4 toolhead, although it is a modified EVA 2.4 toolhead, and you have options as far as how you want to configure that. We're going with the Orbiter V2, and we are going with the Revo 6 as far as the hot end and toolhead goes. I'm going to be initially setting it up with just the regular PetSvang and the manual Z, but I did print out and get the parts for the Klicky mod, so we're going to be doing that. This will be also multiple streams. This is not all happening today. I know myself and my capabilities, and there's just no way it's all happening in one day. So the first thing is the conversion, the second thing is the Klicky, the third thing is there is an optional upgrade called the Hydra, and the Hydra is super cool because it basically replaces the three. There's only a single, this is a cantilever bed on the Ender 5 and Ender 5 Pro, which is not great, especially if you're printing quickly and you're printing heavy things. There's definitely a bit of sag. So the Hydra replaces that with a I believe it's 3 lead screws and linear rails that are able to tram the bed. So that will be a separate thing. Well, we're going to convert this to a Big Tree Tech M8P, Manta 8P driver setup with electronics and Klipper, and it's going to be awesome. I know it's going to be a struggle, so I'm sure I will need help and get stumped, but I'm crazy excited. This is a very, very cool project. So, was it Steve's birthday yesterday? Happy birthday, Steve. Happy belated birthday. I'm sorry, I didn't know it was yesterday. So yeah, it's a very, very cool project. Hey, G-Funny's here. So you can do the base conversion, which is fairly inexpensive, and I'll show you sort of what goes into that, and then you can go as crazy as you want with it, and the Hydra is an option with a lot of other cool mods as well. The project is rad. I first discovered it. Let's do a little trip down some of the things about this. So this is the ZeroG website, and I heard about the project for quite a while through Fabrico, actually. And at Fabrico's booth, there were a couple of these Mercury 1.1s that looked absolutely incredible. And it was at that point that the Fabrico box made 100% chance that there's good things coming. Yes. It was at this point where I was like, no, I absolutely need to get one of these in my life at some point. And so I'm super excited. But this is the project website. The majority of the information and questions being asked would be in the Discord, which I've been lurking for at least 4 or 5 months now, but there is a lot of awesome, the creators are awesome, the people that are making it's awesome. So if you are interested and you need help or are just like wanting to lurk and see other people's projects, which is what I've been doing for a while, definitely go check that out. As far as actual build instructions, this is one thing I want to touch on. There are multi-parts to it. So again, the first thing we're doing is the conversion. And on the ZeroG website, they are working on documentation. However, it doesn't have a whole lot right now. It's basically telling you how to, like, what you need, what to print, clear your frame, how to sand the pins if you need them, the little, for the bearings. And then it shows you how to assemble these stepper towers. The primary way that most have been building this is a combination of Discord as well as, I've got it right here, Edge of 3D, Scott, which oh, there he is, he's right here. Yeah, those are his printers. So Scott from Edge of 3D did a build series on these that are, it's fantastic. I've watched it twice over the last like 5 or 6 months, and I wish that I remembered a lot of it. And if I was building this off stream, I would just watch his video and build along with it. The issue is because we're doing a live stream, it is very difficult to watch a video, hear music in my ear, talk to you, like it's just too much. And so I still may be referencing this a bit, but the team was awesome enough to provide me with a file for it. And so a lot of it is going to be me referencing this. And so, yeah, that's basically it. But if you were to be building this right now, I would highly recommend to follow along with Scott's videos. Definitely get in the Discord and do that. There is, I mentioned some of the additional upgrades, which are the Hydra and the electronics enclosure and a few other things. And they do have some additional instructions on that. Like I think the Hydra documentation is actually complete, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on it, but I believe it's pretty dang complete. So yeah, it's the base config, and part of it too, to give the team some credit on that, or a little more, documentation's tough, and the Mercury 1 is an evolving project, and so part of it is documentation's tough as is, but if things are sort of shifting around, it's hard to want to put a ton of time and effort into documentation when things might change. So I think that the video guide that Scott put together in combination with the Discord is like a good hybrid of what you need in order to get one of these assembled. So that's, hopefully I did a good enough job of explaining that. Do they not provide full step, full CAD? I don't think that they do beef. And I think that the reason for that is because the Mercury 1.1 is technically, Scott, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's still technically in beta. And so that's the reason why. The previous version, which is the Mercury 1 that I think used, I don't know what toolhead it used. That one, I believe all of the files are in the GitHub, but because it's sort of this evolving beast, they don't have all of them available right now. And again, if I'm wrong on any of that stuff, I apologize. That's based off of the info. Okay, cool. Correct, still in beta. So that's the information I've put together. So before we jump right into this, we are going to do the giveaway in an hour and 52 minutes. So if someone wants to remind me, in an hour and 22 minutes to open up the giveaway for a spool of Polymaker filament, we will get that going. But I do want to show, and I should probably, I usually say it right away, but Fabrico did sponsor and is sponsoring this build, so massive thank you to Fabrico. They've got kits for everything, so you can source, like all the stuff is there if you want to self-source. Fabrico's got a sweet package for the base conversion as well as the Hydra stuff. So let's take a quick look at what comes with, that's the right camera, just the wrong. Step will be released once everything's confirmed out of beta. Yeah. Okay, so it was the Afterburner. That's what it was then. Cool. So this is the box that you get if you order the Mercury 1.1 kit from Fabrico. And let's go ahead and open this up. I did crack it open just to take a brief look, but I haven't taken everything out, which we'll probably do right now. So you get this, which is the Mercury 1.1 hardware kit. I'm a huge fan of this because anyone that's watched any of my builds knows that for pretty much all the Voron builds, I've 3D printed a little hardware organizer, and Fabrico kit is truly good. Yeah, and this is awesome because I get scattered. We didn't have a hardware box for the last 2 builds, and it sucked. Like it was way more difficult. Hey, Mr. Joda, thank you for becoming a member. It was way more difficult to build. So the fact that everything comes in here, it's all bagged, you've got nice little labels on top for what everything is. This in itself is a huge time saver and incredible. So that's really cool. We've also got some sandpaper. So if we need to sand the little dowels, you've got the sandpaper in here. I've printed 3 of those hardware boxes, or maybe a remix. It's a bit bigger, but it's awesome. Thank you. I was stoked when I made those little hardware boxes, how many people really liked them. It made me happy that it wasn't just a me thing, you know? Did you source the fasteners for the EVA tool head? That's a great question. I did not, but I have a ton of hardware here, so we will see how that goes. Worst case scenario, we get all the motion done today except for the tool head, and I get all that stuff put together for next week. But I don't think I did. That's a great question. Your hand getting used to the weight of that ring on it. Yeah, for a guy that's never worn any jewelry, it's definitely it feels weird not having it on my hand now. So along with that, in the kit, you get the linear rails, which are all Honey Badger linear rails. If I'm not mistaken, they're ready to rock and roll. So they've already been like pre-cleaned and pre-greased, I believe. So I don't think I'm going to do anything with them out of the box. If I need to later on, I can, but we're just going to roll with it. So we've got 1, 2, I think 3 rails. Yeah, 3 rails for this. We've got our extrusion, which, if I'm not mistaken, is for the EVA 2.4 is not heat set EVA 3. It is. So the 2.4 that's used for this build does use heat set inserts. They modified it. I think part of it is the belt path they did some different things with, as well as a few other things. So you do actually use heat inserts. So we've got our new I guess X carriage or X rail. We've got 2 stepper motors. This is going to be for our, on a Core XY, I think they're typically called AB motors, but for your X and Y axis, essentially, you've got 2 new motors for that, which are really cool. Not only are they Honey Badger, but they've also got the ZeroG logo, which is pretty rad. Hey, what's up, Grumpy Face? Merc uses a custom version of EVA, exactly. What else do we got in here? We've got, looks like some extension cables for our steppers, or maybe just the stepper wires. And we have got, what else? Looks like new thermistor, new heater cartridge. That's cool. We've got our belts. We've got some little QR. Oh, that's cool. Nice, Fabrico. The little stickers, and they've got QR codes for feedback. And then we've got a couple of bolts, which I'm not entirely sure what those 2 bolts are for, but they're here, and I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything. So that's all the stuff that you need for the conversion, other than the tool head, which, hey, okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know. So Grumpy Face is noodles. Let's see, 370 millimeter 2020 used for the X. Okay, gotcha. All right, let me throw this over here. So I have a feeling based off that with the EVA, we'll get the motion done today, and then we'll probably do the tool head, wiring, and flashing the initial board with Klipper next week. And maybe messing up the Klicky next week. So this is a box of goodies for a lot of the rest of the upgrade, like the Hydra and the bed. So let me show you this. This we're not touching today, but like, I'm just so excited. I need to show it off. So we are replacing, let's get a little, feels like Christmas. I've had this sitting for a little bit and I had to finish another build, and it's just been staring at me. So a good quality foam, you don't get that from most kits. Yeah. Okay, so this is a custom build plate that Fabrico carries. That is a, I don't know if it's Mix 6 or Mic 6, however you want to say it, but this is a nutty build plate. It is just absolutely beautiful. So it's got the ZeroG etched logo onto it. It is just super flat, super thick. I don't know, God, does anyone know? I got my calipers right here, which this is a perfect situation. Let's see, how thick is this insane plate? So this is, let's see, you guys can't see this because it's 10.36 millimeters. So it's like, no, it's bigger than 8 millimeters. Look at, this plate is absolutely nuts. None of my printers have anything even close to this. Okay, no, I can't measure. It's 10 mil. We'll go with 10 mil, right at. So yeah, this is going to eventually be going into it. And it has the mounting points needed for the Hydra, which is really cool. We've also got the Hydra, oops, that was loud. We've also got, you should see the box. You should see the one for the Ender 5 Plus. Oh my God. Powzerg from Discord. Hey, so then we've got the Hydra kit, which has our cable chains. It's got the adorable little linear rails that we use, which I believe is for the bed to be able to thermally expand and contract. We've got all of our hardware. I don't want to take any of this stuff out right now because I am scared. I'm scared I'm gonna lose stuff. How big is the bed? That's a great question. I don't have, my metric ruler is all developed legs and ran off, so I don't know. You can find it on their website if you type ZeroG bed. It's big. It's definitely bigger than the stock build plate, and I think that it gives you bigger build volume, if I'm not mistaken, than what the stock setup is. What else do we have in here? So oh no, these are also there. We've got our 3 lead screws that are also going to be for the Hydra. We've got our... Hey, thank you very much, Maze. Thank you. You're awesome. Yeah, again, I've been lurking in the ZeroG Discord. Like, I've been on and off commenting here and there, but I've been lurking for a long time, and it's a really, really cool community. So even if you're like remotely interested, I would highly recommend hopping over there. I think I put it in the description of this video. If I did not, I apologize. Maybe someone, maybe GFunny can post it. If not, I can find it later. But yeah, it's really cool. So we got the 3 rails, which are also for the Hydra. The Hydra is going to be insane. And then we've got flex plates. We've got another aluminum. What is the other aluminum extrusion for? It is a longer extrusion. Does the Hydra replace? Do you get a different? What am I missing? Maybe this is for the back middle. I don't know. Someone let me know. But yeah, we've got beds in here. He even sent some tools, which is super cool. So I'm crazy excited for this build, and I don't know how long the entire thing will go. I imagine this will be, I'm imagining at least 3 to 4 streams minimum, but knowing me, it's gonna be a while. Okay, back middle, that makes sense. Okay, so let's put all this stuff in here. I'm gonna put the beds separate because I'm scared that if I put it, it'll put too much weight on those lead screws. Where do I put you? Put you here. That bed is just absolutely insane. I had Aaron hold it when it came in. I was like, feel this bed. All right. So let's get started. Let's get this out of the way. Let's see. Spoopy Snack, by the way. Oh, okay, cool. It's so tough with me cause like, I know some people have different screen names in different places and then different profile images. And so it gets really tough. So I apologize if I've chatted with you somewhere and then I'm like, I don't remember. All right, so this is, let me put this up here. Okay, so this is the Ender 5 Pro, a fairly old, at this point, 3D printer. I think I reviewed this on the channel. Let's see, we lived in our 2nd apartment. So it was 3.5-ish years ago. And the only things I've done so far is got it assembled. I did assemble the entire thing on this piece of granite because I knew that it was going to be used for this, and I wanted to be extra careful that I had it as square as possible. So the first thing we're gonna do is basically just disassemble the old extruder, the X, the Y, and just get it down to sort of its frame. So I'm sure there's better ways to do this than what I'm gonna do, but I'm just going to start with unplugging things. Let's see, unplug all the end stops. And we are going to just start taking things apart here. So that's the first thing, is to just disassemble all the things. We don't need any of this stuff up top, as far as I know, because we've got new motors. Yeah, I don't think we need much of any of this stuff. So I'm just going to take off. Where did I put? It's all right, we'll use these right now. Let's see, 100K. That was, yeah, if anyone didn't see it, I hopped into Sean, the 3D Print General. Are you kidding me? Okay, I was like, I have all the drivers but the right one. The 3D Print General hit 100,000 subscribers, I think yesterday, the day before. It had a stream yesterday and it invited me on, and that was a ton of fun. Let's see, suggestions here. Okay, the Ender 5 Plus is a great printer to mod. It's similar to Trident, but is linear X and Y. Leave the hot end and backplate on the X and just take it off the whole frame in one piece. Okay. So we'll start with the Y then. We'll leave the X as is. I don't think I need any of this stuff. I'll still probably keep it relatively close by just in case, but start off with taking these two brackets on, which are basically the tensioners for the y-axis belts. You're so close, we can smell it. Yeah, we are really, we're getting really close. I think we're at 99,000 and like almost 600, which is just absolutely bonkers. All right, so sliding out these T-nuts like that. So I think that if, okay, if I loosen, I wish I had wrenches in here too. I've only got my needle nose pliers. Okay, so I'm gonna loosen the roller wheels on this and see if I can just lift it. Let's see here. So luckily all the electronics are just clips on this. I think, let me show, I was gonna have it kind of just on the widescreen view, but I'll have the camera on here. Again, I know that Scott in his video had what looked like a pretty efficient way of removing this. It's been a while and I don't exactly remember. So I'm gonna get it off, but I'm not convinced that the way I'm gonna do this is probably the quickest way to do it. V-wheels, take them off. Are you doing tap or T-nut? Doing T-nut tensioners, not tapping. It seems efficient enough. And I feel like it's something, okay, what is this? This is for the bed, which I guess I technically didn't have to undo right now, but it doesn't really matter. I feel like it's more accessible to more people using the T-nut method. For anyone that doesn't know, the belt tensioning method on this uses two tensioning blocks towards the front, and there's one method where I think you basically just tap the ends of these extrusions, which I absolutely have the things to do and could do. But there's another method where it's a longer tensioner and it uses like a T-nut that goes into one. You guys can't see what I'm saying. Let's see. So the tensioner blocks will sit here and here. And there's one version that, if I'm not mistaken, you tap this guy right here. And when you turn that, it pulls the block backwards, right? So you can tension the belts. There's another version where it's longer and it's a T-nut version. So it slots into here and that's what you do. And I just think that not everyone has the, like a die and tap set, and it's probably easier for most to just to go that route. So that's what I'm gonna do as well. Okay, so we've got all of this unplugged. I've got this unplugged. I'm going to quickly take this extruder off. Let's go like that. Nope, that's not the right driver. This must be the right one. But yeah, what's really cool about this too is that, like, if you do want to just do the base conversion, I think the kit, I don't know the exact price offhand from Fabrico. I'd looked before, but it's not crazy expensive to be able to convert this into a Core XY. And then, you know, you can go with whatever you've either got or whatever setup you want for the EVA toolhead for this. They've got on their website, they have a configurator where you can input your extruder, input your hot end. It'll spit out the correct STLs that you'll need to print. And then you've got a pretty sweet Core XY printer. And so you don't have to do all the Hydra stuff. It's kind of like the next step if you do want to go that route, but it's a really cool, like, I don't want to say like gateway Core XY, but it really is. I just remove front tensioner and inside V-wheel on the gantry and just roll it off. Okay. Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So let's try that. Okay, so we got rid of one of the tensioners. We're going to, and we're loosening the belts. So the belts are just held in place. There's little latches like that. Drop that off, pull you through. Let's do the tensioner on this side. Sorry about the, I know that it sucks having lighting behind the scene, but it brings in a lot of nice light in here. So hopefully it's not that big of a deal. I did try closing the blinds, but I realized it still looks kind of aggressively bright in here. Can you do the Merc 1.1 on a Sobel SV05? That's a great question, and I don't know. I know one of the, oh man, that is tripping out. Gotta love it. I know one of the issues, I don't have the that Sobel printer, and I'm sure that, like, the Elegoo, Elegoo has one, is it the Neptune X that's kind of like an Ender 5? When I talked to, I believe it was Kevin, was it Kevin aka Sam that told me, but one of the issues with a lot of the 3D printers that are sort of clones of Ender printers is that they're using non-standard extrusions, right? So they're using ones with like smooth sides. And although, don't get me wrong, I think they look great, it makes it suck for modding because you don't have nearly as many mounting points and you can't use the exact same things that are used for other projects. Oh yeah, there we go, non-standard extrusions. Yeah. So it sucks. Like I remember when I first saw them, and like I still think they look pretty. Don't get me wrong. Like they look really clean, and they look like, wow, they you know, went with something a little different. But if you're planning on modding it, it sucks. It's less than ideal. But does that prevent this from working? I don't know. That would be worth asking in the Discord, Michael. I don't know where the non-standard extrusions are. There's a chance, like there's some mods I've seen where some of the extrusions are standard and some aren't, where you can maybe order like the 2020 that's weird or the 2040 that's weird and just swap it so you've got what you need, but I don't know. Okay, so I was told, or someone said a moment ago, let's get you guys up nice and tall here. Let's go right about here. Okay, so game plan is we're going to loosen the roller wheels on the inside because if we try to slide it, it'll whack this corner here, and we should be able to just slide the entire thing off. That's the plan, that's what we're doing, and hopefully it'll work. So this is the right size driver. We'll just grip the lock nuts with these needle nose pliers because my wrenches are all out in the garage. There's always something I'm missing, but this should be easy enough. And we won't need these, but I'm still like, I'm really weird about 3D printing. Like I tend to hoard like all of the components, and eventually I will get rid of them. But for now, the V-wheels and the eccentric nuts are gonna go into a tub somewhere until I forget about them. So we're loosening the lock nuts. Cool, lock nuts off. Oh, not gonna slide off, lift it off. Gotcha. Okay. And we drop the nut. It's all right. Not the first time. Okay, so we'll loosen this one. We're not even fully remove, but I'm still going to. It doesn't matter. Same thing. So same thing on this side. Going with the inside ones. It's loose, so we're gonna drop that off. Pop you off. And last one. I'm not paying attention to the stream. You got the tool head still. Oh, wait. Yeah, can't I lift off the tool head? I unclipped all the wires. Will this not work? Can't I just go like this? Yeah, that works, right? Belts should be coming up. I can unclip these, I suppose. Yeah, I completely removed the inside wheels. That's why I was like, I can just slide them off. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, I'm looking at this right now. I don't think we'll need any of this. Yeah, I don't think we'll need any of this stuff. Maybe the limit switch? Do we reuse the limit switch, or I need to order a separate limit switch? I'm not entirely sure. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, so our X is completely off, and the Y. We just need to get rid of the bracket in the back now. I plan on repurposing the Inner 5 Plus Z-axis. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, roller wheels are great for a lot of things. Like, I've seen some pretty cool... Oops, come on, tap. I've seen some pretty cool camera sliders that just use one long extrusion roller wheels and they work fine. So maybe I'll do something like that. Limit switches are in the parts bin. Okay.
Successful decapitation.
Hey, thank you very much. AM Engineering or AME Engineering. Successful. If only I'm doing this quick now because I know that once we get started, it's going to be a lot slower of a process, and then I'll get distracted as I always do. So I'm going into this with the mindset of like kick some ass, and that way later I don't feel so bad when I'm not kicking so much ass. So will this just slide off when I drop this plate? It seems like it might. No, there's a bracket. Okay. So we will remove this. You can reuse limit switch wires. Oh, good to know. It's so strange they went for this instead of QuarkXY in the first place. Then when they do QuarkXY in the Ender 7 and it's an Ender 7. Yeah, well, I have so I have an Ender 5 Pro sitting outside of my room door actually. And when they first sent me the specs for it, which was quite a while ago now, I was in disbelief that Creality released their Pro model of an Ender 5, given today's climate and like what people want and what's out there, and kept the same sort of motion system. I'm absolutely in disbelief that they did that. So, I mean, not that there's not upgrades on it over this guy, but yeah, it's definitely interesting choices. But I guess because of that, it's probably a big reason why the Mercury 1 became a thing. You've got a solid frame, and, you know, to convert it to a QuarkXY, it kind of makes sense, right? You can use limit switches, but sensorless homing for X and Y. Oh, interesting. Okay, good to know. I have to check. I think I have TMC 2209s, which should have sensorless homing on them. So yeah, that sounds good. That is good to know. So let's see, one more bolt on this side. It's gonna be wild to configure it all. Like it's gonna be a struggle. I'm looking forward. Hopefully everybody's got like a microwavable popcorn or something like that. Maybe not in today's stream, but for one of the upcoming streams, because there will be lots of head scratching moments. If it's any, hopefully it wasn't a sign as to how the build will go. But yesterday I attempted. Okay, so there's no way to get this off without unbolting this motor. Yesterday I attempted to build the baby crib and I failed. In my defense, the instructions were not good, but yeah, somehow I stripped a huge nylon lock nut, and so now I gotta run to Home Depot looking for a, I don't know what size it is, maybe like a M6 or something like that, but I was like, man, that sucks. Sensorless works great, nice, okay. Yeah, I'm excited to use the Manta M8P, and I mean, I'm excited for a lot of it, to be honest with you. I haven't done, like, I haven't done a large, well, that's not true. We did the second cube, but I haven't really done a lot of bigger QuarkXY builds. You know, the three Vorns I've done is 2 V0s and a switch wire, so there's a lot of things about this build that has me super excited. All right, so last bolt. Unless Gargamel is feeling charitable with his name again. My Manta is a newer board, not many people have. The Ender 5 is not known for having a square frame. Yeah, when I built it, I felt like I had it squared pretty well. So I think I'm happy with that. Again, it's something I did think of when I was putting this together in the first place. Let's see here. Okay, so after I remove this back part, is there anything else I should be taking off at this point? I see there's a limit switch. It looks like it's for the Y-axis sitting right there. Should I leave that in place for now, or might as well just rip it out? New toolhead is live. Oh, nice, cool. Thank you, Booty. This man needs himself a rat rig. I was looking at, it's funny, I was looking at rat rig this morning, actually. I saw that they teased a CNC machine, and I was like, oh, that was unexpected. At least I didn't see it coming. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and remove this limit switch in the back right, or back, well, I guess it is back right, my back left currently. You can build all sorts of 3D printers, new toolhead. Oh, we have a lock nut. Oh, I was like, why are you not spinning? You can build all sorts of 3D printers. Normally, I'm pretty good at putting together furniture. Right? I don't toot my own horn, but like in our first, when we first moved out, all of our furniture was IKEA. And I mean, I feel like I conquered that, but you give me this, it's so weird. I wish I could show you guys. It's in the other room, but like, it just seems odd to me the way the design of the baby crib is, but it's probably the reason why I test and do printer things and not baby cribs, you know? You need to build a Rook. I've seen a lot of people talking about the Rook lately. It definitely, I'm not necessarily like crazy about fully 3D printable printers other than for the cool factor of it, but I need to look into it more. I just haven't looked into the project enough other than some basic videos on it. 3D print a crib. Okay, so I think we're at a good starting point, which is we've removed, let's go to this camera really quick here. I'm already sweating, which is wild. I don't know why I thought long sleeve would be good. Hey, Tony, prints are complete and parts are in hand. That's right, you're doing one too. Yeah, pink apple and lemon, but it just tastes like bubbly water. Okay, so we've got this stripped down. Our X is gone, our Y is gone, which is how we want it. I don't actually think we'll need this for a tiny bit. We are going to prep some parts and did I left some nuts in here. Where are you, T-nuts? All of you leave. Okay, I think I got them. Yeah, so I'm gonna move this. God, space. How can space be such a problem in here? All right, let's see. Ooh, 1 second, y'all. Okay, ta-da, it's gone. I'll have to go get a weight on it soon. I posted a picture of the Ender 5 Plus Fabrico, but okay, yeah, I'll definitely take a look at that. I feel like the name Fabrico sounds really Latin. Somehow. Printer is cool. Moldex printer. The Moldex is really cool. Okay, so next thing on our list, we're gonna jump back over to the instructions. And so the first thing I remember it saying was to check our pins. And because this kit includes, where are you at? Mercury 1. Because this kit includes sandpaper, I am anticipating we probably need to sand the dowels. So why do you need to sand them? If they do not fit nicely, you'll want to sand them down. Test fit your dowel pins into the bearings. If they're tight, do not continue. You want to sand them down a little. Forcing them can cause one of them to damage, so crack or split, and it will never come out again. I have experienced that. I have definitely been like, oh, I got it in, and then like you do something wrong, you need to take a part out, and it just never comes out. Let's see, lower grit sandpaper will result in a faster removal of material. Higher grit sandpaper will result in a slower removal of material, giving you more control. I will probably go with the slower option if we need to sand this, because I don't overly trust my ability to take it slow with it. So let's drop this here. Fabrico probably sent you the CNC pins, so I doubt you'll have to sand them. Okay, we'll check. They are all right here. I'm almost thinking I should probably get rid of the old stuff to not have it mix with the new stuff. Do I have a box? We'll leave it there for now, I guess. I just concerned about mixing the old stuff with the new. All right, so let's open this up. I think the pins are in here. Is turtle crawlers in here? I didn't see them. Is the new Proof Cyber Tree Supports released yet? I can't find it anywhere. You should be able to download it. It's not in a stable release, but they usually give you full access to all of the betas and like release candidates. Hey, zombie. Okay, so pins. I guess I can read the top. Or I can just look. We can do that. So we've got bearings right here, which are what the pins are going into. M320s. Pins right in front of my face. All right, top left. Hey, what's up, Sem? Hey, LFC, thanks for becoming a member on here, man. Okay, so we are going to take out these little pins, which, God, they are not... Man, looking at the videos, I thought these were going to be much smaller than these. These are beefy pins. All right, we'll take out the bearings. I'm assuming the bearings are all going to be identical, so if it fits in one or two, we should be fine, hopefully. So let's see. That's a little tight. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable shoving that through. Okay, so it seems like some are gonna be fine and some not. So this one has a tiny little bit of stop at the end, but it's fine, that's loose enough. This one I'm not comfortable with, so I'll have to sand. This one also needs a little bit of sanding. This one's not bad. The end can still use a little bit of sanding, I think. Okay. Hopefully I've got a battery charged up. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, so we're just going to throw it into the chuck and do a little bit of spinning action. After spinning, test fit it. If it doesn't continue, okay, cool. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna leave my mic here, run to the freezing garage, find a drill, find a battery, and I will be right back. I'm gone for more than 5 minutes. Send help. Hey, Lila. Isn't too hard to find. Tell you what, I'm thankful. Since we moved, I decided I wanted to get some tools for doing stuff. And prior to getting these tools for my birthday, let me put this on the outside. I only had like a 10-year-old Harbor Freight drill, and that was corded, and that thing is a monster. I mean, it's fine. It's just like almost way too powerful. Trust me, it takes longer to sand in my hand than you'd think. Always need sanding. Okay. Wrong way. Okay, so in the box with the kit, they include 2 pieces of sandpaper. And I mean, they're very different. So this one is 220 versus 60. I'm going with 220. This looks super aggressive, and unless you trust yourself a lot, a lot more than I do, then I would highly recommend going with a finer sandpaper, because you can always sand off more, but good luck trying to figure out how to put more on. So we're going to have this bite down like that, and we're going to just squeeze this. What I don't know is I have no metric for how long I need to do that for. Okay, longer than that. Now the 60 is a hack, use it. Don't we want it really smooth though, right? Like, my concern is that it's gonna rough up the actual pin. Okay, we're still not there. Shoot, I'm gonna give this a couple more goes, and then we might bust out the, might bust out. I used 200, it took forever. Really? Okay. No need to be smooth, the bearing will still turn. I guess that's fair, right? It's just a post. Shit, it came loose. Yeah, we might be going with, yeah, I lied. Everything I just said about sandpaper, I take it back. We're going with the, aggressive one. Until I break it. This stuff does not want to bend. All right, there we go. Okay, we've made a little bit of progress. Okay, so I definitely would say go with the more aggressive sandpaper. So I'm gonna go just a hair bit more. It still feels quite smooth in there. Let's see. I feel okay. So check it out. I feel okay with it on. The edge is still a little bit hard to get on, but once you pop on the edge, it's smooth. So we'll flip it around to the other side. This is gonna take a little bit. Oops. Do you have a drill press? Also polished with higher grits at the end. The sandpaper is not the strongest. I don't have a drill press. Do not have a drill press. Nope, this side needs more. I might have to run out to the garage and see if I've got different sandpaper. The thick stuff is like just falling apart. Let me see, so this is 60. Let me really quick check to see, I'll leave you guys on the mic, what I've got in the garage. I've got like a stash of sandpaper. It's just not bending very well, and I'm trying to be, want to be as efficient as I can with this, so it's not a sanding marathon. Sandpaper, here we are. All right, this is 80. All right, cool. Yeah, we'll go with 80. Let's see, that's 400. Do I have any more 80 anywhere? God, it's dusty. Okay. Yeah, this stuff is less thick, so it should bend easier. Hey, monkey. So 80 is not quite as aggressive, but should still sand quite well. Let's give this a go. Yeah, I think that grit is fine. It just instantly wants to break when you bend it. So let's try this. Don't grip tight with the sandpaper to work. Okay. We are on. Okay, so I will do what everyone suggested. And okay, let's do them all with the, what did I bring in? 80. And then we'll do a really just quick run with the 220 in the end, just to sort of smooth it out a little bit. But yeah, we'll do this. This is the plan. This is the move. I did mine with 220. It just takes a little while. You won't over sand them. Say a hair bit more on that guy. Better. It's not perfect, but it's better. Let's do a little bit more, kind of midway down. Is this the good 3M stuff? Is it? No? Maybe it is. Sandpaper is pretty pricey. This probably is 3M then. I know I got it at Home Depot for some random project once upon a time. Okay, so that one's good on that side. We'll go ahead and flip it around. Some of these were already, like at least 2 of them were already fairly good. So some of them will be quicker than others. No, not there. Let's see. Need some emery cloth? We're getting there. We are definitely getting there, but I'm still not super happy with that. Let's go just a hair bit more on this one. All right, that should be good. Yeah, that's good. All right, is that some Cubitron? I don't know what that is. Okay, on to the next. That's definitely good. That one was probably close to good as is. Do a little bit on the other side. You know, I also don't really care to have all the bearings just laying under here where the dust is flying. It's probably not smart. So, okay, so this side's not as good. Interesting. I would have figured it would have been. Oh, the back of the purple. Gotcha. I was like, I don't know. Okay, we're good on that. 3 down. Yeah, so I don't know what you guys are hearing, but clearly I apologize. I didn't even consider that a drill could be something not pleasant to hear on stream. Yeah, so when we had the water damage to our last place that we were renting, I don't know if you guys remember who was all there, but there was a jackhammer upstairs that was drilling into the concrete slab. I don't know if you can even hear me. Oh, wait. And so I looked into noise suppression, and I'm just using whatever's built into OBS, and I was like dying. I was like dying in my ears trying to not hear the jackhammer. And you guys said it just sounds like someone's in a closet, like tapping lightly. That's what someone said, which blew my mind. So, yeah, whatever. It's witchcraft. I don't know. Okay, that is beautiful. Can you guys hear my voice when I'm drilling or no? I guess this does have, maybe that's what this is using too. Maybe OBS is able to use the NVIDIA stuff. I've got it's an older, it's a 20 series graphics card. Yeah, that's perfect. This one's good. But maybe that's what it's using. Because I've seen like the RTX stuff and it is like, it's gross how, I just don't understand how it works. In my mind, it's magic, and I'm just gonna keep thinking that. But yeah, I'm not. That makes sense. Yeah, voice is fine. Most of the drill kind of set off. Crazy. When you talk about your drill, we can hear the drill very slightly in your voice. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's what it is then. I had no idea. Well, I got lucky that that's what I had. Oh yeah, that one's golden. That one was probably fine before. Let's check the other side. All right, after this one, we are at the halfway point. I feel like I've got it down a little bit more now. I know Nero has CNC and chill. I I feel like I might need to change the title to drill and chill for this one. Yeah, I'm glad I had this drill and then I had batteries charged because it's very likely, it's like me to finish a project and forget to put the battery on the charger. Hey, what's up, ZeroG? Yeah, I guess beef. It does sound a little risky. All right, that one's good. Thank you all for all the laughs, always. All right, that one is beautiful. Really don't think we need to run through the 220 after, but said I would, and I try to stick to my word. So we'll do just a quick little 220 polish, and then we'll be off. Nope, that one is a little thicker. Ah. All right. Feel feel like we're there. Yeah, that's fine. We'll again, we'll do the 220 just ever so slightly. That'll hopefully make it a tiny bit more buttery, but it's not really. You don't need to fold the paper. Just okay, stand them snug, not loose. That makes sense. A little bit more. I like squeezing the sandpaper, honestly, other than the fact that it gets kind of hot. But that makes sense. All right. So sand them snug, not loose. That makes sense. Yeah, we're good there. I don't think on any of these I'm like going loose with them, but it is definitely a good point because the bearing stacks are with the belts are going to be wrapped around, and if they're loose, there's a chance that the belt could ride at a slight angle if the bearing's able to wiggle or move. I'm gonna micron polishing tape. No, I'm good. These are the shafts that the bearings will ride on. So for routing the belt path for the Core XY, you need these little, I mean, what they call it, like just like a bearing shaft or dowel pin is what they're called. That's their official name. These are beefy ones too, which I like. I don't recall. Yeah, we're good on that. I don't recall them being so. To be fair, I guess my main V0 builds. I mean, my main Core XY builds are V0, so I guess it makes sense that it isn't using a pin to fight your face. Snug is fit what you want. A little bit more. I hear Delilah outside of my door looking. Delilah! You being a good girl? She's so loud. Question for any of the ZeroG guys. How long has this project been around for? I know that the Merc 1 is retired, and I anticipate that took some time, you know, to develop the idea for it and all of the modeling and stuff. And then I, you know, met Dutch and Scott at Murph in June, and I know that Ed talked to Fabrico for a while prior about the ZeroG Mercury project. So I don't know how long. 2 years. Wow. Yeah. How did the project start? Like, was it through, was it through a forum, or like, how did you guys all sort of come together and work on the project? That's okay. You made the server. Yeah, because like prior to Fabrico talking about it, like I hadn't seen the project at all. Like I didn't know about it or anything, and then he was telling me about this cool project, and then when I saw it at Murph, that was like the first time I'd seen them out and about, but I didn't know about it prior. Okay, that's good. Last one, then a quick polish, and we are done with the drill. Hopefully. I don't even call him Gmod. Oh, Tinkercad. Tinkercad forums? Is that what it was? It's crazy. That's so cool. I love that 3D printing has so many, like, I don't want to say sub-communities, because like we're all part of the same community, but like projects with their own sort of communities and stuff. It's so crazy. Like I with how involved I am and have been for like 8 years now with 3D printing, there's so much stuff that I'm just like, I have no idea. I haven't heard about it. And I'm always like geeking out and looking at stuff. Like there's just so many cool projects out there. I'm glad that you guys are you know, like the project, it seems like the server, even in the time I've been there's a lot more people building them, which is really cool. All right. Okay, I'm happy with that. I don't know if I already flipped this one. Let me, yeah, this fits on here. Oh no, we're not sanding that more. That fits beautifully. Okay, so we're officially done with you. Again, I guess if you are going to use the 60 grit, I would go with the way LLC recommended it and just lay it down and spin the drill on, or spin the dowel on it versus bending it, because it cracked every time I tried to kind of grip it around the I keep calling it the wrong thing. The dowel pins, or the flange stacks. Hey, what's up, Potato? Every printer is just a different branch. I would call these printers like different 3D printer branches. Yeah, that's fair. I think a lot of people wanted this mod, but did not have decent build videos. Yeah, I mean, the Ender 5 and Ender 5 Plus are, or at least were, really popular printers. I know a lot of people that didn't like, I guess we don't need to do a lot on this at all. We're gonna go quicker. Didn't like i3 style printers, or especially when the Ender 5 Plus came out and people were looking to print, like, I know a lot of people that do cosplay stuff were looking for a printer they can do helmets on, and the Ender 5 Plus was like the first, I think, affordable version. You know, like prior to that you had like the CR10 S400 and 500, which, oh my God, unless you've got an aftermarket bed and some sort of like really detailed mesh, it's just so tough to get a good first layer on a printer that big with such a thin build plate. The pin is a dowel pin. The wheel stack with pins, bearing stacks, and washers is the flange stack. Okay, gotcha. Drill makes me sound weird. Yeah, it's because of the GPU is muffling the drill out and making my voice sound weird. So I'll stop talking. I think a lot of people want this. What's currently 164 serials, nice. But there are many out there that are not serialized. Yeah, I'm sure there's a ton. I'm curious. Like I was thinking that same thing too with the Boron stuff. Like, I don't want to give away too much, but I'm doing a laser review, and I engraved on acrylic their serials, and from the first V0 I did to the second, which was maybe 6 months apart, the jump was insane. But I also sat on the finished printer for a while before submitting it, so I wonder how many are out there that have just sort of like done the project and just decided, I don't really want a serial, or they just never got around to it. The CR10S Pro V1 I have behind me was truly a nightmare for years. Upgraded it like stupidly much, and it still prints only okay. One big issue I had with Creality's second gen of printers, which I consider the CR20, which is just such a weird one. The CR10S Pro and one other one is that they didn't implement their bed leveling correctly. I don't know what it was. I think it was mostly, a lot of it was a firmware thing, but I remember playing around with the CR20 and it would never get the offset or the mesh right. It was always an issue. And it was using, I think it was using a BL Touch, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure it wasn't genuine, but yeah, it was not fun. Hey, what's up, BBs? I have V0 and 2.4 that I haven't seen. Yeah, there's a lot, I'm sure, you know. Flash stasis fork of Klipper works a dream. Set and forget. What did you flash it onto? Because I know, is it the Ender 5? Because I know that the Ender 5 Plus, there's a flavor of Klipper, or a branch of it, maybe that's what you're talking about, probably what you're talking about, that allows you to also use the touchscreen, which is cool. Oh, okay, on the CR10S Pro, gotcha. It works for the touchscreen, yep. Oh, that's right, the CR10S Pro also had a touchscreen. I forgot it also had, that was when they went away from the rep wrap kind of style screens and they went with their touchscreen stuff, which I didn't mind until now with like Klipper, because they're all running their own firmwares and they're not compatible. It sucks. Like, I mean, I don't really mind running Klipper printers headless, but if I don't have to, I'd rather not. And it sucks like having an LCD screen just sitting there sort of like as dead space, you know, because it doesn't do anything once you flash it if it's one of the many that have their own firmware on them. Hey, what's up, do it? Have you done the Kevin aka Sam Clacky probe? I have not. Kevin, it's funny, I actually talked to Kevin aka Sam in the last day or two, and he let me know that the updated Clacky is he let me know that the updated Clacky is either out or like the docs are almost, I can't remember the exact details. My brain's been all over the place. So I'm going to be. I just need to confirm because none of my Ender 3s are running a stock hot end and extruder. They're all running the Micro Swiss NG, and I believe that the backplate keeps the same sort of spacing, so that way it should be compatible, but I need to confirm that. I meant to ask him and I forgot. Hydra kit's 400 or 500. Even if you stick with the stock build plate and go with fairly expensive or inexpensive motors. I mean, I guess it is. So it's what, like 3 long linear rails, 2 short linear rails. You need 3 Z-axis motors, 3 lead screws. You can use a stock bed though, can't you? Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like you can do it cheaper. Oh, sweet, you have a Micro Swiss. Cool. I'm definitely doing it then. I don't know if we're gonna do it on stream or if I'm just gonna do it at my own time and then make a video on the project and talk about the belt project a little bit more, but that's really good to know. That was my biggest concern. Hey, what's up, Eggy? Depends on how you source it. Yeah, so for the Hydra, I'm just going with low-cost Creality stepper motors. You can go with nicer ones. Like I know Fabrico has like I don't know if they're probably Honey Badger, and they have integrated lead screws, and I believe you actually get more build height with them because you don't have to have the coupler. But I just decided for the Ender 5 Pro, and I also honestly, like, I don't really print very tall. Usually, like, X and Y is substantially more important to me in most instances. I just went with inexpensive Creality, like the standard ones. That's not including bed. But you can use this. Can't you use a stock bed? I mean, I anticipate most probably aren't using a stock bed once they go to the Hydra. Okay, we're done with the drill. No more drilling. I anticipate most are upgrading the bed because if you're at that point, you're like you're into it. Like you're going for the Grand Slam. All right, so let's. Perfect. I've got a microfiber here. We'll brush all this crap off. I think we need to keep the bearings out because I believe the first thing we're going to be doing is basically installing these guys. So I'm going to actually. No, they're going to be tougher to get out if I put them back in there. Okay. We'll just put them off to this side. I want to wipe this down. I just would rather not get a bunch of metal shavings all over everything. Let me wipe this down really quick too. Let's go like this. Boop. Here we go. Steppers are about 25 each. Yeah, the bed can be pricey for sure. I mean, that bed, like I said, that bed is nuts. I'm sure that it is probably very, very flat, and I'm sure it's overkill. Like it's just such a gnarly bed. But what board are you using? Do you need a different board for Hydra? You do need a different board for Hydra because you are the stock. If I'm not mistaken, the stock board should have X, Y, Z extruder. Creality hardly ever gives you a spare slot. So if I had to guess, it's a 4-driver board. And if you go with the Ender 5 Plus, is it still a 4-driver board? And they're just ran together through the same driver? But yeah, you do. I'm going with the Manta M8P. I've got one on hand here. One second here. We need different music. too aggressive. We're having fun. You can do it with the board. Yeah, you can do it with, oh, CAN board for the X5. Interesting. Inner 5 Plus is still, yeah. They never give you a spare. I was a little bit, what was the Soval SV06 that I recently reviewed? Had a lot of positive things about it, like it really did. I was saddened though that the Z-axis, they had 2 steppers, 2 lead screws, but they couldn't provide a board that had independent drivers so that you can tram the gantry correctly. You have to tram it by ramming it to the top, which did not work well for me. So yeah, I figured. M8P is really nice. I've been using it as a standalone. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to use it. I've had the BQ Huracan for, God, 3-ish, 4-ish, I don't know, a while now. And they're using their M4P. Granted, it's got a different silk screening on it, and it's green, so I don't know if it's just an early version or if they just don't care to make them look all as pretty for the ones in their printers. But it's been running great. I haven't had any issues with it, so I'm looking forward to it. Okay, we're ready. So let's go ahead, take another sip here. Before we, a lot of people are using your soup can. I know, I saw, it's so funny, the amount of comments of the soup can. My dad watches all my videos and commented on it, was like, or messaged me about it, was like, I love the soup cans. And I was pretty happy with the responses. Most people were either pumped on that I use soup cans, were like, I'm gonna use that, or they were like, hey, you should probably get some 1, 2, 3 blocks, which I do agree, I need to get some, especially with a lot of the more machining stuff I'm doing. But if you don't have them and you've got Campbell's chicken noodle soup, it works pretty well. Okay, so I'm going to take like a minute or two. Erin just got home. I'm gonna run to the restroom, say hi to her, and then we'll be back. We're ready to kick some butt, all right? All right, I'll be right back, everybody. The soup can trick, thank you, I'm glad. I was sitting there looking at it and was like, I think it's my gantry. And I looked around my room and was like, all right, I don't have 2 of anything here. I was looking at like spools and stuff, and then instantly like soup cans just came to my head. An hour and 15, yeah. The drilling took a little bit of time. I feel like for me though, we've been doing pretty good. So we can keep up this kind of pace and we're solid. Anyways, I'll be right back, everybody. Oops, always kicking something. Okay. Is the SV06 UART a variable current? I don't think it is UART. I doubt that it's UART. Okay. Alrighty, we are back. So let's get in the groove of things. We'll open up our giveaway in 15 minutes for a spool of Polymaker filament. So next up, okay, you know what? Next up, I want to do all of the heat inserts. And the way I'm going to do the heat inserts is, let's do this. Let's go desktop. Okay, so I did a little bit of looking around last night to figure out, let me move this for a second. I'll put you here. We don't need sandpaper. We don't need, probably don't need calipers. Put this over here. So the things I do know is that I don't need, where's my mouse? Okay. We don't need, why is it laggy? We don't need heat inserts for this. We don't need heat inserts for this, for this. We need heat inserts here, here. I know there's some that go in here, and there's some in the tool head. I'm not incredibly worried about the tool head right this second because I don't know that we'll get the full tool head, but we can try to do some of that as well. But let me at least do the parts that I know need the heat inserts. How do you join the giveaway? The giveaway, it'll be a form. I'll post it in the I will post it in the chat and pin it for half an hour. And then that's all. You just, it's name, like your name, YouTube name, no. YouTube name, Discord name, and email, so that way I can get a hold of you. Okay, these are a bunch of things that I bought for it. I went with, because we're doing a white and dark gray. Well, you guys can't see this. Of course you can't. Is that an EVA printhead? Yeah, so it's a 2.4 is what they use, but it's a slightly modified 2.4. It uses heat inserts, and I think it's different belt path. So we're going with white and dark gray, and so I went with white cable braiding. I thought it was gonna be a little bit thicker than this, and I definitely thought this was gonna be thicker than this. So this one I don't know what I'll use for. This is like shoestring, and this one will be cool. So yeah, modified. Yep. Okay, so things we need. The other issue is that I printed out. Hey, Dutch, what's the latest version of the XY joints? Because I have both in here, and that's gonna, I should probably separate them quickly. So I've got 1.1.4, and I cannot remember 1.1.4. I guess I can just look at them, right, until I see one that's not 1.1.4. 1.1.3. Okay, I've got it. I'm just gonna throw them on the ground for now. Just get out of here. 1.1.4. 1.1.3. 1.1.3. I think there's probably one more. No, these are the stacks. These haven't changed. Okay, these don't need anything. These don't need anything. I can always add some heat inserts later if we discover that I missed some. But I know that for sure the tensioners need them. Why am I not seeing the tensioners? Okay, they're dark gray, that's why. Okay, so there's one, you need it. And then some of this variant needs it. And then I know that I saw for sure this this plate, there's at least two right there. So, do I have that plate? This looks like that plate. This is that plate, cool, all right. So we'll at least do those ones for now. Let's see what I missed. Nice, I modded my VZ bot EVA for heatsinks. Weirdly, the confirm if you are on the SO6 is alt text from an image on their site. Weird. It's possible. Actually, the image says it. Okay, cool. So I'm going to put those down there. I've got my old soldering iron that I love. It has become my heat insert soldering iron. It heats up super quick, and the default tip on it does a great job of not like getting the heat insert in and not sticking. So let's do that. Let's turn this on. It's already preheated. It's so crazy. I don't, the company is called Jovi Systems, and when my channel, 8 years ago, when my channel, probably longer than 8 years ago, 9, 10 years ago, my channel started, they were one of the first companies to sponsor some stuff on my channel. And they sent me the soldering iron, and it's magical. I don't understand it. It's proprietary, which sucks, but it heats up in like 4 or 5 seconds. I don't understand it, but I love it, so. There's 100, I haven't even looked at. Thank you everybody that's here hanging out. ZeroG crew, all of the regulars, anyone new. Yeah, there is, wow. If you have not hit the like button, please do. I really appreciate it. Thank you all. Okay, so let's go back to the CAD. All right, so for these brackets, let's see, desktop. So for these brackets, let's see, the way I was doing this last night quickly was like left tension, going down to the item, and no, that's not what I was doing. I think I was just turning off the actual part. Yeah, so if I turn off the printed part, I can see if there's any heat inserts going into it. So there are heat inserts on the front of these guys. So let's do that one really quick, 2 of those. Giveaway opens in 10 minutes. Yep, you are correct. And anyone that wasn't here at the beginning, the giveaway, well, hangout and giveaway. Hey, Nicholas, thank you so much for becoming a member. The 100,000 subscriber stream on the main channel will be happening on January 4th at noon Pacific Standard Time. There are some super, super cool giveaways. I will announce at some point. There's a lot of them, but the grand prizes are wicked cool. So definitely hang out there. Aaron's gonna help out. I've got some pretty fun ideas, and I think we'll have a good time. So, all right, so let's get these installed. Somehow I made that slightly crooked. Of course I did. All right, that's fine. Heat inserts are incredibly satisfying. Hey, Matthew, thank you so much for the gifted membership. My Mechtel heats up crazy fast, but it's a Mechtel induction iron, so that's expected. Hey, Eggy, you got a membership. Hey, thank you very much, Matthew. Cool, yep. Reach out to RatRig, they'll probably have my kit by then. Oh, reach out, yeah. I've never talked to RatRig directly. Fabrico is the one that sponsored the V-Minion. I've lurked in their Discord quite a bit. I'm known to do that. I'm always like just so interested in what everyone's up to in the projects. Like I find it all so fascinating. Okay, so we've got 2 heat inserts in that guy. Hey Zombie, thank you for the $1.49, man. I'm gonna put that towards the massive nylon lock nut that I damaged for my baby's crib. I'm probably gonna go to Home Depot later today. Okay, so we got that. Now for these guys, let's see here. So these are the X and Y, X and Y, X and Y, X and Y. Are they under the rail? Is that what's under? Yeah, it is. Okay, so left rail, go down. And it is under, I think they're called XY joint top and bottom. Nope, XY joint, bottom left. Okay, so the bottom has nothing. Let me put this iron down for a second, don't fall. It looks like bottom has, no, bottom does have. Okay, so it's only the bottom that has heat inserts going into it, and they go in from the bottom side. So it looks like, let's see. So the bottom side is the one that doesn't have the walls. It's the one that has, wait, am I mistaken? 1 second. Sorry, I have a bunch of crap on my desk. Okay. Yeah, so the bottom side is the ones that doesn't have the long portion of it. And there are 3 that go into it, so it should be these ones. Am I incorrect? No, I think I'm wrong. Let's see. It's different from 1.3. Keep in mind 1.4 joints. That piece with the top pillar. Oh, snap. Okay. All right. So based off of what I'm seeing then, and ignoring the CAD for this, it looks like then it's going to be the part without the long post has the heat inserts, and the three heat insert pockets are the ones that look like they would have it basically. So they kind of have what looks like a socket head insert. Let me see here. So if it's going like this, that sits like that. It has to be that. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so we're doing 3 and 3. Thank you for clarifying. Oh wow, are the new Core XY towers ever tiny compared to the OG ones? Hey, what's up, Nice? Got my Volkswagen swag over Thanksgiving. Oh, nice. And my family didn't get it. I'm glad you did. Aaron's sister, or I guess my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sent photos of them wearing Modbot sweaters, and I was pretty pumped. It's just cool having the whole family support. Let me zoom in a little, I guess, on this, so that way it's clearly evident where I'm putting things into if anyone watches this after and wants to reference it. So basically, this one, and this one, there's a larger hole, which I think is for the shaft of the pin that we just sanded down, and there's smaller holes which don't go, so I can show it again as well. It's kind of obvious, like, when you look at it, but heat inserts are, I'd rather not damage the part, so I want to be ever so cautious. Okay, that's nice and flush. Bardicus, do you have a Mercury 1, or have you built one? Also, hi Bardicus, I don't feel like I've seen you in a while. Did you print the part? Yeah. So all the parts are in Polymaker ABS. Polymaker Polylite ABS. So it's white and then dark gray. I wanted to go for like a fairly non-color popping build because with the switch wire we went with like black and then a bright green, and then the V-Zeros have colored frames that make them pretty bright. I think both of them do. Yeah, purple and green. So, what printer were the parts printed on? These were all done on the X1 Carbon. I printed all these parts out on it, as well as the, what did we just finish building? The LeRG IX were all prints on there as well. It's definitely become sort of my go-to ABS printer. It's just so easy to print ABS on, and currently most of my printers are out in the garage, and with the heater on full blast, the hottest I can get the garage to right now is 60. But these were printed in the garage with the temperature being, man, I want to say like low 40s, if that, and it still had no problem with adhesion or warping or anything. So, yeah, I've really been leaning on it lately for, make sure I'm not talking it. Thank you, Andrew. It's actually fun. Also nice. I think I missed, yeah, I missed it. Did I miss? I saw it pop up. Yeah, hey, wow, 6 months. Thank you, Nice, for the 6 months of membership. Yeah, thank you very much, Andrew. We are excited. I think it was like a month ago from now on one of the streams, a lot of donations for baby stuff, like right after the announcement. And so it should finally make its way to my account in the next couple days. And so we're gonna buy the stroller / car seat and a couple other things for the room. Gotta learn how to change a diaper. I've never done that before. Jovi Systems manual, but sadly doesn't. Okay. Yeah, the company's old, man. I don't know that they exist. Do they exist? Like, do they have a website still? We're talking, I mean, if you look on my channel, you can probably find the video, but it had to have been 8 to 10 years ago. Okay, so those are good. Those are good. And then we'll do this one because I think this is the one we need. Sorry. Thank you, man, for the $1.49. Thank you very much. Tuxedo build, is that the color scheme? Exactly. I want to be able to take this printer to a black and white party, and so that's really it. Hey, what's up, Mike? Time to open up the giveaway. Thank you, Jose. Yes. Well, let's do that. So I'm going to post a link in chat, and all you need to do. We have exactly 100 viewers. That is awesome. Or 101 it looks like. Okay, so I'm posting a link in chat in a second here. I have to figure out how to do this. If anyone was on 3D Print General's stream last night, I hopped in and had no audio. I think Zombie was there, and I said, sorry, it's my first time doing this. Okay, pasting this in chat. So anyone that's new here, it's for a spool of Polymaker filament. It is any of their PLA, ABSs, ASA, or nylons, except for, let me pin it, except for their like exotics or abrasives. And shipping is global, no charge, anything like that. Basically, whoever wins, which will draw in half an hour, I will send you an email with a form. You fill it out with, you know, your info. It goes to pulley maker. So you hit submit with your info, the spool you want, and the color you want, and little fairies that I picture is probably Nicholas in the factory will get your spool and send it off to you. So if you try to use PETG, you'll probably have a Thank you, nice. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. You have to change your output source in StreamYard. Yeah, that's right. Yep, that's what it was. I didn't change my output source. ABS or ASA is the only filament I use to print these parts. Yeah, I know that the build for this, and they mentioned it, like it was inspired by the Voron projects, and I think they build, the standard they use as far as the printed parts is the same standard as what Voron uses in terms of like walls and infill and recommendations. So I wouldn't go with anything else. I also potentially plan on doing some kind of an enclosure setup, and so I don't want to risk parts sagging or anything like that. So, PTG can use as long as you're not planning on enclosing the printer. Okay, well there you go. I guess you can do it. Okay, so what we are going to do now is the last two heat inserts before we start actually assembling some things. I know there's more in the actual toolhead, but again, I don't have, one second. I don't have all of the parts possibly for the EVA toolhead. Why is Zoom freaking out? Oh, I think it's just a me thing. Okay, so we're just gonna check this part. I don't believe. Okay, let's just check. Let me talk a little less and just check. So, nope. So here's the project. Nope. Damn it! I did this last night too. Is there a Discord for this channel? Oh, Discord for this channel? Yeah, it should be in the Discord for the Modbot Army is in the description. At least it should be. If not, I am, I'm sorry, but it should be. There absolutely is. I haven't used Shaper in a bit. There we go. Stack. There we go. Oh, what is it called? No, the parts of the belts. Oh, what is the name of it? Tension plate? That doesn't seem right. No, rear cable, stepper mount, tension plate, retention, assembly 1. What did I do? Okay, so it is assembly 1. Okay, so all I'm gonna do here is go into here, and let's remove. Okay, so front plate has, wow, a lot of heat insert. Or how many? Okay, I clearly see 4, 5, 6 inserts into the front plate. I see 4 obvious ones. It looks like from the back side. Yeah, I see 4 obvious ones. So let's do... six in the front plate. Hold it up to the camera. Okay, so I see... Oops, shit, I'm sorry. I forgot I'm screen recording still. Or screen sharing. So here's the front plate, and I can see 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. I don't see any more on this side. And when I flip it to this side, I don't see any... Oh, these 2. Duh. Okay, yeah, I'm getting it, guys. I'm getting it. Yeah, lower 4 from the back. Awesome, thank you. For some reason, I just didn't see the other 2 being obvious, but it's my scatterbrain. I'll hold it up to you after it's done, just so again, that way anyone that is watching this after that somehow has questions on this can see it as well. But yeah, the positive thing I will say about the heat inserts is that they all look exactly the same in terms of the slot they go into. My hands are all shaky. I didn't even have caffeine today. Oh, I guess Aaron made me a tea, but we have like, I think 4 monsters in the fridge that we've had since before I found out I shouldn't be having those things, and just sitting there. I'm debating I think for the 100K stream on January 4th, I might split one with Aaron, just, you know, just to have. But they're going to be there for a long time. To the top of our video. Ow. Hot, duh. Okay, those look fine. And then 2 on this side as well. Yeah, right here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Get one more in this guy, and then I will hold it up to the camera, and then we'll start putting things together. Okay, yeah, should be good. Turning this off, moving this way out of the way so I don't burn myself. Let's see. God, there's no space in here. All right, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna walk around to my other desk, because knowing me, I will somehow find the hot iron tip. And although it'll make for a funny stream GIF, possibly, it's not my goal. Not my goal. No burns today. Okay, so. Okay, it looks like they folded around 2018. That sucks, man, because I really like this. And they also, they had a reballing station / reflow station back when I was doing like video game repair and hacking stuff. And I thought they made great products. I think that marketing was probably one of their biggest issues. They just didn't have any sort of marketing presence. So, okay, so on this side, we've got 4 of them. Inserted from this side, and then on the back side we've got just 2 in the middle here, and that's everything for this plate. And with that, we are going to start doing some things, start doing some assembly. So what I don't know, back plate. Oh, you mean, so that's the front plate then, is what you're saying? Let's see, so there is, where was that one? Nope, front plate. Okay, so you're saying backplate needs it. Where is backplate? Backplate. There we go. Yeah. Oh wow, yeah, backplate needs quite a few. Okay, let me, where is the fan on here? Front plate, rear cable. Get rid of that guy. 50-15 fan. Cool. All right, so now I should be able to see what the back plate looks like. Oh, it's that guy. All right. Back plate is going to be in the tub. Okay. And I'm assuming it matches the front plate, so it should be dark gray. Yep, here it is. Cool. Thank you. Okay, so for this one, I see 5 on the back and 2 on the side. 7 total. Does that sound right? I don't even need that. I don't even need the CAD. It's just 7 total. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. Cool. It starts to become pretty apparent. I like that you guys. Again, it seems very obvious to all. Gargamel helps fund your Hydra conversion because cantilever bed sucks. Thank you very much. We are definitely doing the Hydra conversion. I know that from Fabrico, I've got the rails, I got the motors in myself. I'm not sure what else I will need, but I'm sure I'll need something. So thank you very much. Regardless, I will put it towards things towards the build, whether that be the enclosure in the end, or I know there's a mod for like a convectional or like a big fan on the side to blow across the build plate. We'll do some cool things with that. Thank you very much. And 2 more for the tri-horn duct. Okay. Thank you, Sky. I'll do these all right now. There's no reason not to. I will say though that I'm planning on installing the tri-horn duct as is. Where you at, tri-horn? Ooh, how do you install? Oh, I guess there's a slight. I wonder if I didn't print out the right tri-horn duct. Okay, so I guess we're just going straight up. So for some reason, when I printed the initial tri-horn duct, I printed this version, which Doesn't appear to me to use heat inserts. I see, shit, that's not looking very good. It's hard to get the white to focus on camera super well, but they're nut pockets. And then I was gonna start with this for the initial build and then transition to Klicky. And the Klicky one does have it. So what I think we'll do is we'll start with the Klicky one. That's the one that uses nuts, it's fine. But we can go with this, right? And just I'll install the Klicky after. If it's only 2 screws that are holding this in place, we'll just go with it without Klicky for now. And then I can just take it out and do the wiring, including all the magnets later on. So let's just do that. Because this one I'm looking at, this one does have the heat inserts you're talking about. So yeah, let's do that. I thought I used the configurator, but who knows? And I put my soldering iron away. I should have done a prep stream for you guys. I'm sorry. But I think that this is still important to see. So, okay, we'll do this really quickly. Also, somebody remind me about the giveaway when in 19 minutes, so we can do that. Okay, powering you on. You can use all the Klicky stuff. Design the one from the zip definitely. The one from the zip definitely uses hexagons. Download the files. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought that I downloaded the config. It might be worth checking that, Dutch. I'm pretty sure that all the files I just did one big build plate from that zip file that I got. So I'm glad I mean, not that it matters. I could have used the. Wait, why are we not? Oh, we were good. I could have used the one with the nuts, but pretty sure. I agree, Scott. I think that's one thing I really like about the streams is that I've had a few people comment on my videos about like, man, like basically just stating like, oh, like your prints are nice or like you know all this stuff, but the reality is like that's an edit. Like I struggle all the time with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You said 6, 7 with builds or projects and stuff like that. So I like that not only does it help people that get stuck, but like it shows people like, hey, I've been 3D printing for a long time and building things for a long time, and like I get stuck all the time. It's part of the, part of it. So we're all learning. Okay, 1, 2, I don't know. We'll just drop a bunch of nuts, start putting them in. One of the BZBot guys been even front mount Klicky off the hot end fan shroud. Oh, nice. It turns out we're all idiots. I didn't say that, but just that mistakes are a part of learning. Like I mean, the amount of things I've broken over the last decade learning is unreal. It's just part of it. Like some of my best learning experiences were from just absolutely failing, and that's how I learned. Okay, that's not how to do that. It's unfortunate when the failure is expensive, right? Like when you break something that's like, oof, that's that's going to cost quite a bit to replace. But the good news is that a lot of the things aren't terribly crazy, so you learn from them. I much prefer learning by succeeding. Yeah. I don't think anybody wants to fail, but it's a part of it. You can't. It's good to be a happy nutty though. All right, so for these ones, I'm just going to sort of hold them up in the air. Actually, I'll have my hand right here. Looks good. So another question for any of the ZeroG folk is, how long has the .1 been being worked on? Because I took a look at the when I was initially diving into this, I took a look at the GitHub for the original, and I know that it's a pretty substantial overhaul, and from what I saw from the previous gen. So like, how long is this particular variant been being worked on? Okay, we are looking good. They're all flush. Let's do these two on the side really quick here. The insers are so much nicer than the old nut pull. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So I loved the build for the V Minion up until the EVA and the electronics box. That's when I got frustrated. It was just a lot of nuts. And I mean, I get it. Like, you only have to do it once, really, and it's, you know, and they work. Like, they do work. They can't say they don't work. And maybe the reasoning is not everyone has a soldering iron, but like, I just feel if you're building a, you know, you're building a kind of like custom kit 3D printer, you should probably have a soldering iron, even if it's just a, you know, like a, I think my first soldering iron was probably a Radio Shack soldering iron. It was definitely nothing special. Just plug it in. No, I think I got it from Home Depot. It was plug in and there was like a light on the back of it, just cable to the actual iron. And there was an orange light to let you know that it was on, and that was about the extent of it. Serious question now, how many of you have an Ender 5 around here? When I build my V Minion, I have those nuts fall out of the electronics box a lot. Putting on the, yeah, it was frustrating, man. I really want to redesign the electronics box to be bigger. I want it to be bigger. That's the first thing. And I want to have mounting holes for a full-size Pi. I'm not crazy about the Pi that it comes with. And then I want to install the, ooh, shoot, I did not mean to snag on that. I want to install V3D's PCB breakout board to clean up the, like, the only reason I'm happy that it's a black acrylic box is so that you can't see the rat's nest that's inside of it, because it just, the cable management on that is just so rough. But you don't really have a lot of options to work with. That's why I think that PCB mod should almost be incorporated into the official build. Okay, we should be good on heat inserts, I think, guys. All right, I can say I'll never go back to cheap soldering iron after that. Guys in Discord recommended me buying a good one with a down, one of my best purchases. Yeah, I've had, after the cheap ones, I got this one, which is absolutely my favorite. It's just, again, the soldering iron tips for this are proprietary, and I lost some, and the company apparently folded in 2018. So I've been, like, my other primary one that I actually use for, this is a heat insert iron. It's my dedicated heat insert iron. The other one I use is, God, how do you say the name? I'll just show you. It's AU, I think is how I've always pronounced them. They make hot air like wands and soldering irons. They're pretty good. I know a lot of people recommend Hako, and I would recommend that. I'm confident enough to recommend it based off the feedback I've heard over the last, 8 years. But this is my daily driver. Well, not that I solder daily, but when I solder. The configurator for the toolhead, if that's what you're talking about, I can show you. We've got a second here. It is going to be, so you go, the ZeroG website, right? So docs.zerog.1, or just if you Google ZeroG Mercury, you'll see it and it'll take you here. And if you go under manual and you go under Mercury 1 and you go under introduction, there's probably another way to get to this. So I apologize to the team if I'm not showing the most efficient way. Where is it? It's like right, is it under printed file? There we go. Okay, so if you click on printed files, you've got Mercury 1. Configurator, and you got 2.4 toolhead. And so you go down here, and it's really nice. It's just drop down. So you pick your hot end, you pick your extruder, what kind of probe setup. I went, well, I guess it probably, I think I went with none on mine because I knew I was going with the clicky route. And then it'll download in a nice zip file for you. I bought a $13 AliExpress iron to use the audio heat since. For all else, I use my Metcall PS900. Pencils, I'll shoot myself to one of the often recommended wireless ones. I've never used a wireless one. It sounds fancy. I like wireless. I'm definitely a fan. Now that I've got a few tools around here that are wireless, it's like, ooh, not being tethered is awesome. Okay, so we are ready to start doing some things. And I think that if I remember, both from Scott's video and from what it shows in the instructions, we need to sort of put together the bearing stack, or stacks, plural. Let's go, let's see, manual stepper towers. So we did the standing, we emptied the frame, pins. So yeah, let's just do this. Is the doing the left versus right stepper mount, is it basically identical in terms of the quantity of items needed? I would imagine so. And there's sort of just mirrored variants of each other. Okay, so let's move you to the ground. And let's get out the stuff we need. So we've got dowel pins. Each one calls for 2, so we need 4 in total. Okay, sweet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. M3. I guess we'll go with this camera. Okay, so we've got 4 pins. We need M3 by 20s. Let's reference this. M3 by 20s, 3 by 20s, 3 by 20s, 3 by 20s, socket heads, 3 by 16s. Wait, what? M3 by 20s. Why am I not seeing it? M3 hex nuts, M5, M3. M3 by 20, right in front of my face. Of course it is. Okay, I guess we'll take out the bag for this because it's labeled. The bags are also labeled, which is quite nice. Yeah, I'm excited. I know I'm not rushing because I know docks are insanely difficult and time consuming and not exactly fun to do at all. But if you keep this sort of standard for the docks when you guys do the rest of them, it's gorgeous. Like it is really, really nice. So yes, major thumbs up. Just want more of it when the time comes, that's all. Okay, so we got the M5 by 50s. This must be these long guys over here, M5 by 50s, yep. We need our stacks. Okay, so those are gonna consist of bearings and shims. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so I think that's 12 we'll need then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 bearings right there. For anybody that just joined, there is a giveaway going on in the chat. It's pinned, so if you fill out the form, we're going to be doing a draw for a spool of Polymaker filament in 8 minutes. Okay, so we need 2 20-teeth pulleys, which are nice. I like that they're black. It just kind of goes with the color scheme, and I appreciate that. And then we need M5 T-nuts. M5 T-nuts. These are M3. These must be M5. Perfect. Okay, aside from that, we need our stepper motors, which we've got 1 and 1. And we need, okay, so 2 of the parts. No, none of these are the parts. These are all for the XY joints and the tensioners. So we need you, and you. So these guys, man, dark gray, it looks almost black on camera. But yeah, we're using these guys. So 2 of these. I really like the ZeroG and the little logo on the side right there. It's the little details. And I also really like, I will say this, maybe I'm mistaken and maybe this is on other printer builds, but all the printed parts have the version number. Oh man, it's not gonna show. It says V1.1.3 and that is awesome. It just makes it really easy to see what version you're on, and like, I like that a lot. I'm sure that was probably an idea that came from somewhere. I don't know that I've done any builds. Oh, we stole that from Prusa. Is it on the Prusa? I don't remember. It's been a minute. I think I got Black Friday about a year ago now. So I really, really like that. Yeah, the smiley faces on the Voron builds are a ton of fun, and like the angry eyes. It's the little things, man. Like we like that stuff. Okay. Have a sip of this. We have very specific settings you should print these parts in. Perfect. Okay, so we need to insert the T-nuts. I think the best way I should do this right now is drop these heat inserts back in here. We don't need the clicky probe out. We don't need any of this stuff out. So I'm gonna be bringing the printer back on the table, and we do not have space for that. So let's slide all this stuff towards me like this. Let's do one little group huddle. Put you on the ground and oh sweet, 2 more to 100 likes. Nice. Oops. And we're up. Okay. So, the question is, can I get the camera high enough? Oh, are you kidding me? I don't know if I can. Son of a gun. That's like my biggest issue with this setup is that the camera doesn't get tall enough. Okay, we'll roll with this. This is probably sufficient. So this is the back side of the printer. Let's do, I guess, me really quick. Hi, everybody. So printer is facing towards you guys. Back side is facing towards me. So that's the point of view of this camera. So this is the corner, one of the corners, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna take these M5 T-nuts, and it looks like two, I don't know if direction matters, so we'll match the direction that they're going in. Match the direction they're going in. So let's see, this one, so the angle they have it is like this. Okay, so for this corner, God, I wish I had more space. It's a lot easier when you're building like microscopic printers. Not so easy when you're building full-size printers. Let's see, maybe that'll work. Maybe. If I tap on that, can we focus? Can we do that, camera? There we go. Okay, so on these little T-nuts, we're gonna go on the one that's going in this side, hole facing outward. So the little spring ball will go in first. Again, I don't know if this matters for this, but sometimes it does for orientation with printed parts. So I'm gonna follow it to a T. I'm not gonna align them yet with the printed parts. And then for the other one that goes on this rail, you want it where the hole is facing, I don't know how well you can see that. The hole is facing that side, so away from the corner. You should ceiling mount an arm to your camera holder. Yeah, that would be really cool. The frame should be squared. When I built this thing, built it on the granite, and if I remember, I thought I squared every aspect of it. I've got a little, let me see, I've got a little machinist square. Check the squareness of the top frame. Okay, all right. All right, 1 second. That looks fine. I don't even have what those. I think we're good. Because this was a brand new Ender 5, and because this was a brand new Ender 5, and I built it knowing I was going to be converting it, I swore that like every part of it I checked, and I thought I squared it. It's been a little bit now. The table's definitely, oh wait, is that what you're saying about the wobble? No, it's because the legs aren't fully on the piece of granite. I think that's what you guys are seeing, is that the watch, check it out. So there's like things, hold on. There's no wiggle, there's no wiggle at all on the printer. So maybe that's what, let's make it look, I triple checked this thing when I was initially putting it together and built it on the granite. So I think the reason why is because there's certain points when I'm turning it, one of the feet is kind of sliding off the granite. Yeah, and I've used this for tons of, printer builds, so I'm very confident. This was a gift from Pi, who, I don't know if Pi's in chat. I don't think I've seen Pi today. And he's used it for printer builds and Vorons, so I'm confident in this piece, this slab. It's not, what is it? This is not granite, it's, I can't think, but regardless. Okay, thank you though, because I understand. And I could totally see, because some of the times when you assemble these printers, you'll actually have wobble like that. I have quite a few Ender 3s where I legitimately have had wobble like that, and I've had to completely disassemble the frame and square things up because it's just so bad. Quartz sounds right. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing on this corner, 2 more T-nuts, and then we'll do the drawing for the giveaway, and then we're gonna continue. So same thing on this side. For this one, we're gonna have the hole facing towards the back. So The little spring portion goes in first. And then on the inside here, we're gonna go with the hole facing towards the right or away from the corner. Like, if I can do this. There we go. These are much nicer. Some of the ones I've used are such a pain to get to turn. Okay, yeah, so if you have not entered into the giveaway, you have 60 seconds to click on that link and enter in the chat. And then we're gonna end it, we're gonna draw. I'm just gonna build a 2.4 on my stove. Glass top should be fairly flat. Yeah, when I was first going to build the V0 and I saw everyone talking about building it on a flat surface, I saw the two things were glass, like fairly thick glass. So I actually drove around trying to find glass or some sort of quartz or granite countertop, and went to a glass shop and they were closed. And then we ended up going with a piece of marble, I think, that was at least much flatter than what I had. And that's what I've used up until recently when I got this. The marble, I had it at an angle and I was coming in here. I tripped over my tripod's power cable, caught myself on my light and the closet door. The closet door wiggled, causing the marble slab to dislodge, fall in between my bare foot, hit the corner of the mechanism that closes my closet, and split the marble in between my legs. It was terrifying. Aaron yelled, like, I don't know how it happened. I'm thankful it didn't fall on my big toe, but like, yeah, it was spooky. Like, it was really spooky. Okay, anyways. Alien, oh, offcuts are expensive. Okay, interesting. I was gonna recommend offcuts. Yeah, it was terrifying. It happened so fast. Like, just, you know, 1 second I'm casually, I don't walk like this, but I'm walking in here like happy, tripping, and like instantly heart skips a beat, catch myself, and then just bang. And I think it was just all the weight of the marble was all, basically all that force on the tiny surface area of the little metal bracket that holds the closet, and it shattered it. It was wild. Yeah, and me and Aaron were both spooked for a little bit. Okay, I'm going to unpin the giveaway form. Fun story time. Unpin message. Yes, let's do that. Yeah, I was very thankful that it didn't hit my big toes. I now choose to imagine this is how he walks. The second the stream ends, I'm just like, no, I don't. I do have an interesting walk. Like, I think it's, my dad walks the same way. It's like a very, like, a kind of aggressive walk, and don't necessarily love it, but I've had it my whole life. It's my walk. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and check. We have 100 responses in the giveaway, which makes 101. Someone snuck in. Good on you. And so that makes me think I'm probably gonna have to download it as a spreadsheet really quick, because it tends to cut off. Yeah, it tends to cut off if I do any other way. So one sec, y'all. Download as CSV. How do I do this? Select response destination, online form, print all responses. I think if I download it as a CSV, that's what does it. What happened? Okay, I don't know what's happening. Downloads. Oh, it just downloaded. Cool. Okay, extract all. Next. Cool. We got our CSV file. Love it. Let me quickly upload. Damn. No, there was a way I did this one time. All right. No, this might be the way. Because there's a way that I can do this where it gets rid of all the gaps in the spreadsheet. Otherwise, the spreadsheet has a bunch of gaps and I have to go in and delete them all, which is not fun. Let's see if this does it the right way. Replace existing file. Keep your fingers crossed, because this, yes, this is the right way to do it. Awesome. I'm very happy. Okay, so we have 101 people. It looks like the last person to sneak in was Rod Shumway. Good on you, Rod. I like that. I do like that when I download it, I can see timestamps. And Ted, you were the first to enter and you were ready. Okay, copy, yes. Wheel of names. If there's gaps, just highlight it all and sort by column A. It'll drop the blanks. Oh, nice. Okay, good. I'm pretty sure Daniel had a marble slab. And that's, yeah, wait. Oh, Aaron must have not heard the entire story. she's coming in at the end of it. Yeah, I absolutely did have the slab in it cracked. Okay, so copy paste, 101, we've got everyone. Perfect. It's also, yeah, great. Okay, so before we do this stream or spin, I want to again give a massive thank you to Polymaker. They're just awesome. They've supported this stream and this channel for a long time now. I mean, we're, I think, 8-9 months of weekly giveaways, which is absolutely incredible. And you know, we're all super thankful. Everyone loves great filament. They've also, they are supporting the 100,000 subscriber stream, and they're just great. They're awesome. So massive thank you to them. If you are interested in trying out Polymaker filament and have not, there's a link in the description that will allow you to do so. It supports the channel, and it also lets them know that we're sending some awesome people their way to, you know, to get their filament. So on that note, we will go ahead and spin. We'll shuffle it a couple times. Let's see here. We'll shuffle it. It's the 7th of December. We'll shuffle it 7 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, good luck, everybody. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Man, I can't eat pizza very much anymore, so I get to just stare at it once a week. Hey, Mr. Joda! Congratulations! Wait, let's see. Let me go here. Go a little bit of confetti action, a little bit cheering. Congratulations! I don't know if you're here right now. I know you were here earlier. I know you became a member earlier today. Congratulations! I will shoot you a message on. I'll shoot you an email a little bit later on then, and so that way you can pick out your filament. But yeah, congrats! Thank you everybody for entering, and we do this every week. So if you didn't win today, come back next week. And is he here? I don't know if he's here. Oh, he is. There he is. Yeah, he is. Awesome. Okay, let's get back to the build. Definitely want to make some progress here. So we've got that, and then again, for the stepper towers, there are instructions that are pretty damn awesome. Look at that. They even have like an X-ray view. Okay, so now we're going to insert the pins into the base. I'll take this down for a second. I'll play musical chairs with the printer. Okay. There's 113 people here. That is awesome. You guys rock. Happy Wednesday to everybody. And again, I'm super excited. This will be a multi-stream build, very much so. I don't know how many streams, but many multiples, I'm sure, because I need to order more parts and we're doing lots of things. Okay, so we're taking the pins, looks like 2 per, and the pins are going into, looks like the, am I wrong? It looks like here and here. I feel like it has to be, that's the only way it can go. It looks like these were changed from the time this came out as well, the image. So orientation wise, looking at it like this, it has to be right. Let me check one last thing here. Let's just check. If we're looking here, so there's definitely a pin on the point, which is here, little guy. How hard do I need to push this into? That's another. I'm not gonna push them very hard. I'm just gonna drop them in. Those are the latest. Oh, okay. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be the 2 shorter ones. The other ones run all the way across, so it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to have that looks right. Let's see. Okay, so on one side they go into the exact same size, which, okay, that's why I'm looking at the right side. The right side's slightly different. But yeah, if we're mirroring each other, then that's exactly right. Okay, so next we are doing the flange stacks, and if I'm not mistaken, the order of those is shim, shim, bearing, bearing, shim, shim, bearing, bearing, shim. And we can confirm that pretty easily, I would say, probably from just going on the side here. And we can see That looks right to me. It looks like shim, bearing, bearing, shim, shim, bearing, bearing, shim. Bottom of the page has an example. Okay. Wait, like all the way to the bottom? Oh, there we go. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, shim, bearing, bearing, shim, shim, yeah, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so for on the longer side, which is on this side, we are doing 2 of them. So let's try that. I also don't think I took out the shims, did I? Which are gonna be right here. M5 shims. It's up, wait, that sounded more like a password. It's the, what is it, the Konami? No, not Konami. Is it the Konami code? That doesn't sound right. I'm saying that wrong. Contra, right? Okay, so this is the only side that we can possibly fit to. So we are going shim, outer bearing, inner bearing. Did we not sand you enough? Come on, don't tell me that. We did check all of them. We tried different bearing suits. Bearing maybe? Yeah, that works. Okay, so we've got shim, bearing, bearing, shim, shim. Sounds like you're... I did that, I think it was because when I was first building the V0, I saw someone that had screwed up pretty bad by forgetting a shim, and it made me really paranoid. And so I decided to like come up with a jingle so that way I wouldn't screw it up. and now I just, Contra, yeah, up, down, left, right, A, B, B, A. I used to have a ton of NES, SNES, N64 games. Back when the ModBot channel was a video game channel, like hacking and modding and stuff, I used to go at least once or twice a week to local flea markets and hunt down video games, and I loved it so much. There was just like a weird point in my life where I was renting a room out and I didn't have any income coming in, and like I had to pay the bills, and I decided that it was probably a good idea to just sell off my collection in bulk on eBay, and I got a fraction of what I paid for it all, and it like it just like it hurts more than the I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I'm sad. I had Contra and lots of amazing games. I need a pulley maker discount. I just made a list. Oh, I wish you were in the stream yesterday, Lisa. There was a 50% off discount in Sean's stream. Okay, so we've got, that all looks good. All right, so we've got bearings on place, lowering the top stepper mount, taking my parent piece, lower to the bottom left. Okay, let me make sure I do the right piece. So, why does this feel off? Let's see, the little nook is right there. Okay, only one of these can go the right way, and it needs to go like that. Oh, you guys couldn't see me do that. That makes me sad. Okay, all I did was lower, this is the top piece, and I just lowered it on top of these stacks. Like that. In the image below, the tower's lowered. The bottom, top will have the, wait. The image below shows the top lowered on the bottom mount. Top will have an edge guide where the bottom part will fit in. There should be some play. This is because it makes it easier to align. Gotcha. Yeah, I think we're fine. Only can go one way, yeah. All right. Now we are gonna take the stepper motor and the set screw and the, wait, where did they go? There they are. Yeah, they had it going last night on his stream for 30 minutes. I had no idea that there was going to be a discount code. It was like right when I hopped onto the live stream. Okay, so for this one, it looks like we want the threads to be facing upwards. So we will do that. And then these have, interesting. Is this missing one? Okay, so one of the, there's 2 set screws per pulley, and one of them had fallen out, so let me put it back in. Loctite the screw and the bolts and hold the motor. I don't have Loctite. I've had this conversation on a few different streams, so I might have to come back and Loctite it later on. I had bought a bunch of Loctite for the original V0 build and used quite a bit of it, and found out that the reason why I was having a hell of a time and kept having to replace cracked parts was because that the Loctite has a chemical reaction to ABS that I had no idea. And after that, the Loctite kind of leaked out everywhere, really pissed me off, and I got rid of it. And so I haven't been using it, and it hasn't been an issue, but I understand that with this printer, I'm probably going to want to push it, and so that might be something I need to add later on. But yeah, I have 0 Loctite in this house. Keep in mind you're working on the right stepper. Does Erin have nail polish? That's a great question. I don't know. She doesn't really. I haven't seen her. I don't recall her putting nail polish on. Let's see. Keep in mind that you're working on the right stepper tower. The tooth pulley has to go towards the bottom. Huh. One sec. Okay, so the one I'm working on is. Why don't I see the logo? Okay, so one of them says ZeroG. That is this one. Okay, so for this one, you were saying... Okay, so teeth downward is what you're saying. So I have it the wrong way. As far as... Oh, shoot. Let me ask Erin if she has nail polish, clear nail polish, like you guys are saying. Let me check, because we're doing this right now. It'd be easier just to put a dab on the screws and install them. Hold on a sec. Okay. Hey, you have nail polish? What? Oh, sweet, thank you. Nope, no nail polish. So we'll continue as is, and we'll figure it out as I go. Why do you have Loctite in contact with ABS? I was using it for the X carriage part that attached to the linear rail, thinking that I needed that, and I didn't. Apparently, the recommendation was just to use it for the linear rails, but I had never used Loctite on a printer build before. I mean, prior to me jumping into boron stuff in Klipper last year, I've always printed at like 60 to 80 millimeters a second, so it just never was an issue. Okay. Okay, so the only question I've got is, as far as spacing goes, how do I know the spacing? As far as the gap goes between the pulley and the stepper motor. If you have the old 1X towers printed, is it worth to print newer ones? Are the old ones flawed in some way? I just assume the newer ones. You put it on and eye it later. Okay, cool. All right, we will just do that then. So I'll tighten it. I'm just going to align. I'm going to align. So I have one of the set screws tight enough so that way it still can move, but it's aligned with the flat post of the motor shaft. It was until I popped it off. There we are. Nope, not that one. That one. So that way I know, like, it can still wiggle, but if I turn it, it turns the post. So that way I know there's one at least aligned with the flat spot. So we will just tighten it up then. And I won't, I guess, overly tighten it right now since we're gonna be at some point having to align them with the belts. Put it on and align it once it's on. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, goes on, set screws are on, and then we're using the M3 by 20s to bolt it on. And the only thing I want to confirm, yeah, is orientation. That's what I was going to check. Okay, so we want them facing away from the point. So it looks like this is the way. Old ones are not flawed, but ones were made to save plastic and are actually stronger. All right, so orientation is something that I guess we'll want to be sure of. So it looks like the direction of where the plug's actually going to be coming out needs to face, and it's hard to kind of see, and I apologize, face where this is. So like that seems correct from what I'm seeing. And then we're going to come from the other side. Let's see, what does it say? Insert one M320 into one of the holes of the line stepper motor and clamp the two halves together. The image below shows the bolts poking through the top. Lower the stepper onto the screw and tighten it lightly. You should be able to rotate the stepper with little force. Second the stepper, connector faces the blue box into the final two screws. Cool, all right. Awesome. Okay, so M320s, these little guys. Are you still working on the Gridfinity stuff, Lisa? Or are you pretty much happy with where that's at? Oh crap, here we go. Okay, so let's get one of these in. I'm assuming it's gotta be these ones. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not gonna fully tighten it yet. I'm just gonna get all of the other two aligned. Okay, I don't feel like we're going in. Huh, interesting. It's weird to me. I think, let me see here. I'm a goofball. I don't know who else I have. I'm gonna call myself out on it. I put one screw into a hole, and there's 3 holes you need to put one in. I put that next screw into the same hole that I just dropped the first screw in. Ay. This should be the final one, I think. It looks like it aligns. Yeah. Oh, sometimes I kill myself. Like crack myself up at the silly things I do. Alien saw last week and the week before a couple things I did, and I'm like, oof. Okay, all these screws highlighted in orange as shown should be tight. Congrats, you finished the stepper tower. Awesome. So let's tighten these guys now. Okay, so I think we'll get the second one built, and then we'll see if we can align the pulley, and then we'll get them mounted. Okay, one done. So for this next one, I should be able to grab the top half and see which one is the double stack. So, okay, so double stack on this one is the outside, this guy right here. So let's start with you. We'll go 1 bearing. Okay, that bearing just kind of is a little rough. It's not the shaft. There. Going in a tunnel, or try to have a good, going into tunnel, hey, thanks for stopping by, Caitlin. Have a great night. Okay, so that was 2. The other one is just a single stack. So shim, bearing, bearing, and shim. Easy peasy. Okay, drop this on top. Only goes one way. Easy peasy. Squeezy. All right. Cool, those are in. Now let's grab our other, wait, that was the next thing, right? Yeah, motor. And then this one needs to go the other direction, I'm assuming, so that way they don't collide with each other. Because that one's facing towards it. Other guy should be facing other direction, which is away from it, yeah. Okay, so teeth away from it. That one looks like it has a bit further of a gap, so we will keep that in mind. It almost looks like it goes to the end of the, the shaft of the motor. So, okay, we've got you. Let's loosen these up. All right, so teeth going away from is what we want on this one. Align one of the set screws. Nope. Yep. And then I'm just gonna kind of put this out towards the end because based off the CAD, it looks like this one's towards the end of it. That one actually has, oh, you're right. This is the other one, so we can just measure it. Nice. Okay, so for this one, thank you for calling it out. It actually has the exact specs for it. Measure the bottom of the pulley to the top of the stepper. Okay, so that's not including the little bump that's on the stepper, because sometimes that's where you measure it from. So the actual top of the stepper to that, and it should be 9.2 millimeters. Where? Oh, in front of my face. Okay. Set this to 9.2. Come on. Oh, 9.2, right on the money. All right. Okay. I guess we could technically, yeah, that's fine. We'll just do it like that. Oh, 9.2 means that it's sticking, it's actually sticking almost off the end then. It's like, it is basically aligned right at the very end. Let me take another look at that. It's actually sticking, yeah, it's sticking off the end a little bit, it looks like. That looks like right on the money. Yeah, feel pretty good about that. So yeah, it actually, at least for this, I don't know if there's, well, I think they'd all be standard size. The pulley is just a hair off of the shaft, like I don't know, 2 millimeters maybe on this one. So, okay, we'll tighten this up. And then I'm imagining that the plug is going towards the same, maybe like that. Does that seem right? Let me see. Yeah, so plug should be like that. Yes. Wait, no. Did I do this wrong? Okay, so post is here. No, I think I did it right. And post is there, facing inward. That looks right. They should both be facing inward, so. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing. We'll get one of these guys. We'll get one of these guys through here. Credit card sized stepper towers. All right, last one goes right here. Awesome. Hey Scott, how are you liking the new camera? I feel like you probably had it for, man, did you get it? Was it this last weekend or the weekend before? There will be one more revision. No worries. I mean, I appreciate, like, the only reason why you guys are doing so many revisions is because you guys care about the project, right? And, like, you want it to be as good as you can possibly get it. So, I mean, if anything, it's rad that you guys are spending so much time on the small things in the grand scheme. I love it. Just bought a EPX 1020 lens for it today. Nice. You told me you were going to use the kit lens till after Christmas. That didn't last. It didn't last very long. You used it for a couple days. That's awesome though. Yeah, I'm sure it's a night and day difference. I'm using a phone camera with the DSLR. EPZ. Okay, so we've got that, and I think the next thing is basically just to, oh, you know what? No, we should check the height for this. Is there any recommended technique as far as checking the height for this, or should I just wrap a belt around the bearings and basically with a belt around the bearings move it back and forth until it sort of falls in place? I don't remember what you did, Scott, in your video for aligning this. The one that has the exact measurement in the specs looks perfect. I don't think I need to do anything with that. But wow, these honey badger bearings have honey badger etched super tiny into them. That's really rad. I almost wouldn't have seen that. Check if it's flush with the bearings. There is 2 flange stacks that should be lined up. Wait, what? Check if it's flush with the bearing. Yeah. Are you just eyeballing it for the most part though? It looks pretty good. I wish I had it. Do I have a short piece of belt somewhere that I can just quickly route through it? I mean, I could use the edge. I can use the edge of this belt. At this point, yes, okay. I'm gonna, just for fun, because I've got the belt right here, I'm just going to have this, let me see here, I think. And just have this wrap around the bearing and the shaft and just see that it sort of lines up at least enough. It looks like it's probably fine. I sort of eyeballed the CAD drawing to get a general idea of where it needed to be. Okay. No, it looks like it's at a slight angle. I'm gonna loosen it. So I basically, I mean, it's hard to see. It's one thing I think of when I went with dark printed parts, but I basically wrapped the belt around the bottom bearing stack and around the teeth of the pulley, and just kind of slid it. And I'm looking at it and it looks like we're a hair off. So I'm going to just pull the belt a little bit to spin this. It's really hard for me to show this on camera, but I'm just gonna literally wiggle it back a couple times. I think that's good enough. Put a short, yeah. Short piece of belt through it. Hello, Connor. Hey, what's up, Turtle? I was gonna say, I saw someone tag you earlier, and I was like, I didn't see Turtle in chat. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with the height of this. I feel like it wouldn't be too difficult, Dutch, to get the measurement for this one. Like if you flip it, right, and just grab that measurement to just throw that in, even if you don't add, unless because you know you're changing the printed part again, so it might differentiate a little. Just to at least have that measurement, even if there's not the whole step-by-step guide for it. Turtle has a real job. Okay. What did Lisa say? Yeah, forgive me, I'm old and my brain doesn't. Okay, we've got that. Now we're gonna install these, and let's see. So we're gonna grab you, bring you back up here, and we want the. Okay, see, this is why you guys thought that it wasn't square, because of this wiggle, but it's because I got crap all over. It's. What do you sit? Oh, there you go. Okay, there we go. Well, let's lift this up a little bit like that. Okay, that is terribly not in focus. Maybe if I bring you guys a little further back, we can do this a little nicer. And we'll click there. Kind of. Okay, that works. So we want them with the points facing towards the front. Let's see, so we're like this. This seems right to me. You go, nope, that doesn't seem, what am I doing wrong? Oh no, that is right. These sit off the frame. That's what's, okay, cool. Okay, so it looks like the motor's upwards. On these corner parts, the side with the logo and this little point faces forwards, and it's going to be offset. These are the two holes that we're going to be mounting into the M5 T-nuts that we put there. And I'm assuming that's what these large M5 by 50 pieces are. Probably. I guess I can check, right? In the... assembly ones. These are called... I'm not in the right section. Here we go. Okay, stepper mount. Bam. Flange stack, NEMA 17, hex socket head. Oh, I wish I could see. I wish this went out further in this program. I should have 4 of them. Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm sure there's a way to expand that in the CAD, or in Shaper, but it cuts off the name of it, the bolt. Okay, so it is. We're using the long ones, which makes sense because it needs to go through the entire parts. I haven't aligned the nuts that we dropped in, so I'm going to do that now. Basically, just going to put the bolts through and insert it into one of these slots ever so slightly, and then use my finger to move the other one. So that looks about right. And I don't know what size driver. That looks way too small. This looks right. Okay, sweet. As far as something seems off. What am I doing wrong? Yeah, I'm not. As far as alignment goes, is the recommendation to just align the edge of the printed part with the frame? I'm assuming, assuming we want it as parallel as possible to the frame. That's okay, cool. That's kind of what I figured, but Okay, I goofed. This is no longer in that nut, is it? Let me get it started. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of slowly tighten it a little bit more and just do my best to get it perfectly aligned with the edge of the extrusion. Feels pretty good to me. Look from the front, align at the edge. Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna go around the camera. Almost eat crap. It looks pretty good, but a slightly different view from the front. Yeah, I think we're good. I'll loosely tighten both of them. Yeah, I feel good about that. All right. I feel like I don't have to be too gentle. These are pretty bulky parts. Okay, just hand tightening them. I'm not gonna torque too hard on those. Okay, and then we will do the same thing for the other side. So for this one, I will turn. Hey, what's up, Dutch? Look from the front. Oh, I am rereading what I already read. Oh shoot, what is this caught on? All right. Okay, so we'll do the same thing on this side. We've already got the two nuts. Grab the two long bolts. And facing towards the front, we'll do the, oh, interesting. I just realized that one of the shafts was trying to pop out the top. Okay, hopefully we're fine. I don't think it actually popped. Cool, you go like that. Just gonna loosely fit these in again. Put both bolts in and then align both at the same time. We'll do. That's what I was kind of trying to do with the first one was just to lightly thread them. Ah, crap. Okay. I'm actually going to tighten these. I'm going to tighten these to the point where they're not so wiggly, but I can still move them, just so that way they're not moving around on their own so much. Honestly, that looks pretty good to me. Yeah. Yay, we installed some parts. Nothing much. Chilling, turning 22 soon. Those were the days. Ay. What do you got going on for your birthday, man? Just wait. Every year, back hurts a little bit more, a little harder to get up in the mornings. You still feel young, right? Like mentally, still feel so young. But anytime you hurt yourself, it just takes so much longer to recover. That's when you really, when it really hits you. And when you get tired at times you never would have gotten tired before. Once there's tension on the belts, the pins, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I guess it's only, if you're handling them beforehand, be careful. So that way the pins don't accidentally fall out if you've got motor down and pins up. But one thing I wonder about this design is whether the motors on top contribute to resonance with how cantilevered they are. I would say, how much of the motor is over it? It looks like 50%, maybe a little bit less than 50% is over. I don't know. I've seen the print quality off of these printers though, and I know that they can print beautifully, so I don't know. Isn't that also similar though? I'm trying to think. On the V0, I feel like they're on printed parts, but they're actually quite off from the frame as well, if I'm not mistaken. Are the motor shafts supported into the bottom bracket design? I feel like these parts provide a lot of support for them. You've got basically 3 long posts that help to support and bite onto the frame. Dutch says it's not an issue when you go with 9mm belts. The tension would be way higher, and it would also need support on the motor shaft. Okay, so we've got that, and then what is the next thing? I'm gonna actually reference your video, Scott. Let's see, so you do overview, disassembly, bearing stacks, which we did. I'm pretty sure that this is the entirety of this video. Let me skip through. Yeah, so you show the alignment. Oh, you put the bearings on those already too. Maybe I should do that then. Yeah, let's do that really quick. Well, I guess we can leave the printer on top of here. But let's see. So it looks like each of the tensioner blocks has just one bearing stack. There's a single bearing stack on both sides. So we'll do shim, bearing, shim, and then the shaft. What do we call it? The bearing shaft. I can't think of. It doesn't matter. We'll do that really quick, and then we'll jump to the next part. Yeah, I was gonna say the belts are pretty small on as far as. I mean, I guess the cube that I just put together has thicker belts than normal, but they're pretty thin belts. Okay, let's grab these 2 parts. I'll bring you guys down for a sec. For the past 3 years, I've been locked up by our government, so now I know. Not celebrating feels. I think I prefer that holding, and I think I prefer that than holding a party. Oh, okay. Well, have a good night. Have a good night's sleep, and happy almost birthday. You gotta do at least something, a little something special. Okay, so we are back to here. Let's grab. Okay, so for these, I'm assuming we're going to be sliding. So we'll basically slide this through, drop a drop one of these shims. Oh, these are fun. Okay, I guess if I go completely below, I might have to do some of this off camera because I feel like it's easier depending on how you hold the printed part in relation to you. Yeah, I'm gonna do this off camera really quick, but basically it's the same thing. Shim, bearing, shim, but you just have to slide it on. Let's see, bearing. Yeah, I think what build was it on? It might have been on the V-Minion 2, where I think it was on the V-Minion, where I was like, oh, like I was struggling to get the, it looks like you guys provide much more tolerance for the shim on top, which is quite nice. I think it was on the V-Minion where I just had like no gap for that shim on top, and it was really difficult for me to sort of get it in place. Okay, so let's see if I can get this through the bearing. There we go. I'm just gonna, we'll do this. I'll put my face on big so you guys can look at me struggle from the big camera. Okay, and then shim. And we're just gonna, at least this is nicer too, that I don't think the bolts were quite as big. I remember it being smaller things I was working with. And then it'd be nice to have a flat head, which I do, just to help get this aligned. Come on, shim. Oh, shoot. Oh, we're super close. Hold on. Oh, we did it. Yeah. Okay, one down. That wasn't so bad. Yeah. Have you not seen an Ender 5 before, man? Yeah. Oh, I guess Yeah, the Ender 5 is completely cantilevered. Everyone, like, when this came out, a lot of people were pretty stoked on it because it was, I think, Creality's first non-i3 style printer. And that was one of the biggest quirks, is that it's just supported on one side and there's quite a bit of wiggle to it. There's a printed upgrade you can do that reinforces it. I think it like goes around the bearing blocks and then attaches, and that can help quite a bit. But yeah, it just, even their new, if I'm not mistaken, Ender 5 Pro S1, I think is what they're calling it. I'm almost positive it's cantilevered as well, which, yeah, it's wild. Let's see. Holders cleared. Getting late here. Thanks for the filament roll. Hey, no worries, Mr. Joda. Have a great night. And again, you'll wake up to a message for some filament in your inbox, so I'll get that sent off to you tonight. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for, I think it was a membership you did again. Thanks for becoming a member. Yeah, I can see it. And I hopefully will see you next week. All right. Okay, so that's one down. Let's do the other one. Same thing here. So we got you, shim. Bearing. Oh, come on, bearing. There we go. Not having a ton of play with the bearings might make it a little bit, actually, I was going to say easier, but maybe tough. Oh, shit. Okay, let's try it again. The bearing got stuck, and then the bearing slid right off. All right, round two. Man, this bearing is not being super nice to me. Okay, bearing is in. Secondary bearing. Second bearing is in. And then final shim on the top. If this falls up. I just pictured it falling and it made me sad. Don't fall. Come on. It's really close. I'm gonna do the same thing with the flathead, just help convince it. There we go. All right, we are in. Cool. That wasn't too bad. That was a lot easier than it could have been. What I do is slightly push the pin in and push, wait. What I do is slightly push the pin in and then push on the next part and push the pin against that part. Interesting. I feel like that wasn't too, so the Pro is dual Z. Yeah, Pro is dual Z. They, I haven't had one in a while, but if I recall, it's 4 smooth rods. So like, I think it's basically this mirrored, if I'm not mistaken. Same kind of like aluminum plate that attaches to it from the other side. Much better design. Definitely a much better setup. If they went with the same setup, it would have been a disaster for that large printer. Okay. So we are good on that, and let's check out. I'm gonna follow. I want to at least follow. If we're not watching step by step, but like follow along in terms of like order of operations with what Scott did, because Scott knows a lot more about this than I do. So, and I've seen his printers and they're gorgeous. So okay, looks like next we are doing rails. Okay, so on this one, he's mounting the backs on, which we've done. Okay, rails. Sweet. So are all 3 rails identical, or are they all look the same so far? Huh, both X and I know just enough to be very dangerous. Hey man. It's more than me with this. I don't even know enough to be dangerous. Okay, so I think for this, we're just using, let me quickly bounce back here. Okay, and we've got stepper motor mounts, left rail, bam. Oh, that gets rid of the whole thing. MGN12s. Okay, so yeah, we are going with, is it every hole that you guys go with, or is it every other? Looks like every other. Oops. So, yeah, we'll go with every other. Looks like that's the way we need to do this. Okay, and does it matter? I don't think it matters as far as orientation of those T-nuts because of the fact that we're going every other, but it looks like they have them all facing, whole facing towards the front, and we're gonna stick with that because I'm weird like that. Hey, what's up, Ludius? From Austria, nice. Hope you're doing good. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, so it's gonna be tough for me to get a really good angle of this, but hopefully, hopefully I can explain it audibly good enough. So we are going to be using those drop-in, and they're drop-in, they're M3, right? I would imagine is what we're using for this, not the M5 bag. M5 seems like that would be pretty, no, it has to be M3. I don't think the M5, I don't think an M5 bolt will fit through that. M3, okay, cool. Okay, so we are going to use these, and there are a total of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 holes. And so we're going to start from the outside and do 7. So 7 T-nuts for each rail. And right now, I'm just going to drop them in and then I'll space them. I'll kind of space them, but I'm not going to exactly space them. We'll space them momentarily, so just drop them in for now so they're in the right slots. Oops, there we go. I want to build another printer, but can't afford it at the moment. Well, the good news is that printers aren't going anywhere. And if you decide you want to build one of these, they are still making iterations to it. So maybe by the time you're ready, there will be some other iterations and I'll be rebuilding it or so. I don't know. That's always been the case though. Like since I got my first printer, it was always like, oh, that looks cool. And it's only gotten worse. Like the printers are getting, the projects and the printers are like just so freaking cool now. There wasn't nearly as many in 2014. It was like, they were pretty homebrew. Like, but like, I don't know, different, what are we on, guys? Is it cable? Is that what we're on? There we go. Okay, so we do the same thing. Freaking sorry about the focus. It looks awful. Focus. Maybe if I just focus on something closer, that'll work. Let's see. Equals can't build my own. Need to watch others, but yeah, it's I mean, shoot. Even with how much 3D printing stuff I'm doing, I'm still often lurking and watching other stuff as well. Cool, because it's with the 3D printer builds. I love the so this, like the channel and the YouTube stuff came from video game hacking and modding and repairing, and I loved making things custom, like whether that's LEDs, acrylic windows, different paint jobs, stuff like that. And so the 3D printing modding space just aligns so well with that. And projects like this or Voron or really any of the ones where there's possibly quite a bit of variation depending on what the builder decided they want to go with. I just love seeing all the variants. It's just so rad. The different color schemes and like some really nice cable management versus some not so nice cable management. I can't stop building new printers or upgrade. Yeah, you blow me away, Luke. All of the builds you've done over the last I don't even know it's 6 months. Let's say 3 months. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. 6 and 7. All right, cool. And we are going to, I guess, put bolts in all of them, but we're gonna keep it. I'll put one on both ends before I let go of this. Wow, my spacing was awful. Okay, and Dutch said, M3x8s for all of them. So let's grab those. I need to get you guys up on like a higher... I don't really have a whole lot right now in here. This tripod is completely maxed as far as height goes. Hopefully that's okay. You can kind of get a decent idea of what's happening. Sometimes I bring in like cardboard boxes that I use, but this tripod in the front it goes really tall, like I mean 7 feet plus. So this one is kind of more of a mid-size. It's tough. Okay, M3x8s. M3x8s, 32 of them. We got them right here. All right, so if you switch to 9mm belts, you will need to support it because the tension needed, but 6mm you don't. Even the varnish lines of the motors unsupported at their ends. Oh, you're saying like the actual shaft of the motor based off of the pull force that it's having? For some reason, I thought we were talking about the entire motor sitting off the end of it, but you're saying, now everything you're saying makes a lot more sense, that if you had 9mm belts, the amount of tension to tension those would be substantially higher, and that could lead to possibly bending the motor shaft or something like that? Gotcha, okay. I wasn't here, I'm here now. Ooh, don't slide off. Okay, small drivers. Nope, too small. I'm trying to think of how I want to space these. I feel like I almost need to put bolts in all of them beforehand. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Let's drop a bolt in every other slot so I can turn it sideways, do my best to align the T-nuts, and then we'll move on from there. So let's get 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go in there. Come this way. Nope. Come this way. Guess I'm gonna have to lift this up so I can slide this over it. I mean, I will say that I know that this project's been worked on for a long time, and I'm sure that it's something that they would have seen. But I mean, also with like the Voron stuff, since they've always done it like that, and it hasn't been an issue for this long, it's probably okay with, you know, with what they're saying with smaller belts. I'm trying to think if on the, yeah, I think on the second cube, that's using 9mm belts, and they're unsupported too. They're completely dangling upside down, so I don't know. Okay, let me focus for a second here so I can space these out. You guys can't see because my arm is in the way. All right, there we go. They all look pretty well aligned. I think I did, no, this one's screwed up. Okay, there we go. I think I've got them all at least in place. Okay, so I'm going to tighten them and then just loosen them all one turn so that way the rails can still be shifted around. Okay, maybe I need to loosen them even more because it's not moving the way I want it to. There we go. Okay, so now I can still slide because we're gonna have to align them to each other. Okay, so that one's done. Let's spin this around. Let's grab our next rail. Just rinse and repeat. Okay, I guess we'll do the same thing. Just drop the screws in first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I hate to do this, but I have a feeling that we're going to have to end the stream without finishing the entire motion system today. I think we're at the 3-hour point right now, and I have a feeling I'll probably go for another half an hour-ish or so, and then I'm going to go eat some food. I'm getting pretty hungry here. We'll be continuing this like every Wednesday stream. I don't know that I'll do a secondary stream in the week to make a little bit quicker progress on this, because as much as I want to get it built, I sort of just want to enjoy it and not try to power through this build. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then as far as Dutch or Scott or Turtle, as far as the parts I need to source for the EVA toolhead, I have obviously the extruder, hot end. I have the extruder, I have the hot end, I have the clicky stuff. I don't know that I have the fans. I have a 50-15 in the garage, like a couple 50-15s in the garage. Is there a bomb that I need to? Oh, are you saying this thing? Is there a bomb specifically for it, or should I just go with the bomb that's on the EVA website? And then also the other question I have is regarding the limit switch. Is there a specific limit switch that needs to get sourced? Oh no, you said sensorless, right? So it shouldn't matter. I guess I'm more wondering, before I convert the printer to the M8P with the new drivers, I won't have sensorless capability. So even if it's just like a temporary thing. Yeah, the bed is very, I mean, I think it's the exact same bed setup they use on the Ender 3. It's crazy. Hey, what's up, tripods? Who is this guy? I don't know, man. They gave this crazy guy a camera and a printer and said build it. I don't know, man. Your guess is as good as mine. Oh, micro switches are in the Furby. Okay, sweet. All right, so I basically just need to get bolts then, and I honestly might have a lot of them in the garage. Let's see. The EVA bomb is partially right, but some of the bolts are different. Okay. I'll use the. Oh, come on. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this to focus in close, and we're struggling. I don't understand why it is having such a hard time focusing. That looks okay. I think I'll use the bomb then as a reference to at least see like the bolts, and then anticipate that I'll probably need slightly longer, slightly shorter on a few of them. I have a surplus of like M3 bolts in the garage from the previous 4-on builds, and so I might have everything I need. I just want to sort of put it all together in one spot. That's all. I'm still working on compiling a complete universal EVA bomb for the Mercury. Okay, no worries. I mean, again, I know you guys are juggling a lot. Okay, that looks good. Okay. Hey, thank you, Jack Black. I also like your name. Thank you very much for the $5. All right, so let's do the same thing we did a moment ago. I'm just going to tilt the rail to the side so I can see all the screws, and then do my best to align these T-nuts that I just dropped in a little bit ago. Okay, those look okay. You should probably scoot a little bit. Okay, I think I magically got them all aligned. Let's see. That's in. Looks good. I'm just super excited that this is happening because again, since Murph have been like, I really want to build one of these. And so even if it's just a piece of it today, like starting to come together, it makes me really happy. All right, we'll do the same thing on this. So we'll snug them up and then we'll turn them so that way the rails can still slide, snug them up, turn them so the rails can slide. All right, I'm heading to bed. Good luck with this. I'll see you next live stream. Hey, thank you very much, Niza, for hanging out. Have a wonderful night's sleep, and yeah, hopefully catch you next week. I'll get this stream scheduled probably before I move this off of this desk here. I'll take a photo of it and schedule out next week's stream, where we'll continue. Okay, so is this still loose enough to slide? It is. Okay, so those rails are on. I'm going to check on Scott's video here. Okay, so same exact thing as far as that goes. I know that at this point you start to measure the distance. Like you measure one, then you bolt the front of it, if I'm not mistaken. And then you measure this side to match it and you bolt it. Is there a spec distance from the front that these rails should be? That is my question. Is there an exact size, or is there like an eyeball based off of centered with like, I don't know, the front of the motor and the front of the machine? I think, did you go, was it 50 millimeters? I think he went with 50 millimeters, Scott. I can't remember exactly. Look in the CAD. Oh, I turned off the MGN. Okay, so definitely not centered. If you're going Hydra, you can just center the rails along the extrusion. I am going Hydra. Okay. I will, the MGN 12 rails on a 5 Pro with a 330 rails will be about 4 millimeters from the stepper motor towers. Wow, so super close. So definitely different, definitely further. So these are bigger rails then. Okay, cool. You said 4 millimeters? Wait, the MGN 12 rails on a 5 Pro with a 330 rails will be about 4 millimeters from the rear step motor towers. Yeah, so really damn close. Okay, let's get this side set to roughly 4 millimeters. That's 4.02, pretty close. Okay. Yeah, these are beefier because the plan is going Hydra, and the Hydra has a bigger bed, which I'm pretty excited about. So, okay, so we'll tighten the front, and then I'll measure what, I think it'll be easier for me to measure what the distance is like this. This might, that's weird. It looked bent. I'm like, that's not good. Okay, so we're looking at 51.82 roughly. Which I should just clamp this down, so that way I can just slide this one up against it, like this, like that, and they should be matching. Hydra is also the name of an awesome BattleBot. Random fact. The front towers sit 6 millimeters from the front. Oh, okay. So 6 millimeters is the gap that you want. Basically, your kind of pull distance. Okay, so that should be fine. So we're going to tighten this down. If I'm not mistaken, we don't tighten, based off the method I saw that Scott did, don't tighten anything else down on the rails until we do the X. And then with the X, we will slide that back and forth, and that will basically make sure that they're parallel to each other, right? 330 rails are so hard to get. 330 rails are hard to get in Germany. That's why I went with 300. Oh, interesting. Measure the rails for parallel. I think the rails. Well, the rails, if we throw the X carriage or the X axis on here and then slide it back and forth, it should ensure that they're perfectly parallel with each other. Let's do, I guess while we're here, let's do these guys. And you said 6 mil? Where are you at? Front tower says 6 millimeters from the front extrusions. Okay. And for those, we are using left tension. If I hit rename, will it let me see the full name? That's kind of annoying. M3 cap screw. Oh, it doesn't. Does it not say? M5. Okay. So it's an M5 by 20. And that's what's going to. So we're using an M5 T-nut then down below. That's the only thing that makes sense. Yeah, M520, which is right. These are M525s, M510s, M520s. There we go. Yeah, so we use the gantry tool to ensure the gantry is parallel to the front bar. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I did print out the tools. There's like one that I think you used for the blocks and one for the entire X arm. I printed them in red. The red means tool. But yeah, these guys. I saw Scott, I know Scott used at least one of these. And then when I was, over the last like couple of weeks of me snooping around on all this stuff, I found the GitHub that had a couple of like community mods or tools. So I did get those. It will align them automatically with X bolted. Reality frames are not square, so it's best to use the X-axis to align the Y rails. You guys thought so much. Thank you for hanging out, everybody, and the ZeroG team. It's really rad to have you guys here, and again, stoked. Okay, so we've got our. How are they? M5 T-nuts. 2 of these guys facing towards the front. Okay, so I'm just going to drop in one of the M5 T-nuts into this extrusion in front of the rail. Like that. Like that. And then we need our tensioners, which are here. Should probably check to see. So from the front. Okay, the higher bearing is on the right side and the lower bearing is on the left side. So higher bearing right, you go here. Lower bearing left, you go here. All right, guys, I'm done. It's like, hey, thanks for hanging out, Dan. Have a great night. And yeah, next week we will continue and hopefully, I mean, I'm sure we'll finish the base build and the toolhead and make some more progress on this. Let's see, I'll send you the new truss measure pieces for belt tensioning. The ones you have don't work the best with the new X-Ply joints. I've got new ones. Okay, yeah, whatever. If you want to shoot them over to me later on, I'll get them printed out in time for next week. I think I'll install these and then probably call it at that point. And then next week we will do X, tool head, belt path, and yeah, whatever else. Okay, so that's for alignment. Bolt head goes through. You said 6 millimeters is the gap that we want, so let me set the calipers. Enjoy my delivery to you Friday? There's a, what delivery Friday? What is it, Dan? Is it baby stuff? What is it? Let's see. Oh, Amazon. Dude, you rock. I will, wait, did it already show up or is it coming? We said Friday, right? Yeah, is it coming or did it already show up? Regardless, thank you very much. And if it is, I will let you know next week. But thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. This coming Friday, okay. You rock, thank you. Yeah, there's been some things that have shown up that like haven't had any sort of notes as far as who they're coming from, and I feel bad because like the least I want to do is, you know, say thank you. So I don't know if you had a note. Awesome time. Oh yeah, you have time. I haven't printed out the Hydra parts yet either because I knew that it would be at least a week gap before. Yeah, I knew it would be at least a week gap, so you've definitely got time. I need to print out the parts. Okay, 5.99. Yeah, thank you very much, Dan. It will say Harry, but just know that it's me. Okay. I will let you know. I will let you know next week's stream then. But thank you very much. Super awesome. I mean, there's been a few things that have shown up, and some have like names, but like they're the person's actual name, and I'm like, I only know your online name. So I thank you for letting me know, because again, there's a couple where I'm like, I don't know this person by this name. But thank you very much. Things are definitely starting to come together in the kids' room, and I'm gonna go pick up the nylon lock nut that I need for the crib and get that finished later on tonight. Okay, one more bolt. Where did I set the M520 while I was talking? There we go. You might have something showing up tomorrow on Amazon. Oh my gosh. You guys are awesome. Thank you very, very much. We're waiting to buy. Erin's going to California to visit family in January for her, or for her, it's ours, but for her, the baby shower. I'm not going because the dog's in work. I have to work. I can't go. But we're waiting to order things from the Amazon list until then, just because we don't know what we need to order. But again, thank you to everyone, because pretty much everything that's been ordered, with the exception of my mom and dad, and I think one of Erin's sister, has been from YouTube, and it's just insane. I appreciate it. I, again, only posted it because people are asking about it, but thank you all very much. Have a great night, Dan. Okay, that looks good. The question I have then is, as far as these tensioners go, is it basically, so I'm assuming leave them tight for now and basically push up where they're at, run the belts, then loosen them, and then use the tensioner blocks that we're gonna install. But then after you tension them, do you recommend retightening them until you need to add some additional tension, or do you pretty much just leave these bolts loose always? This seems sold out on Fabrico. Any word on, oh, are they sold out? That sucks. I feel like he just got a shipment in. I don't know about restock. I haven't, he sent me this, I mean, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. You tighten them, you tighten them after tensioning. Wait, tighten them after tensioning. But I thought you wanted them, I guess 6 millimeters. Okay. Okay, we will do that. Are you saying 6 millimeters apart so that way that the bolts can grab them fully? The bolt that we're gonna be installing on the ends here. Tighten them back down after you tension. Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna leave them tightened just so I don't lose them between now and next week. But I thread in the M3 tension bolts 2 to 3 turns and run the belts, then tension from there. Okay, sounds good. I guess maybe I should install the tensioners right now. No, we'll end it. We'll end it here. We've made. I was hoping. I felt that today I stayed way more focused than in the normal streams, and somehow severely underestimated the amount of time it would take to do this. Scott, I will say that watching your videos, and I was like, oh, Scott got it done in like, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. I was like, I'll be able to knock this out. But no, but we did get, we got everything disassembled. We did have to sand down the pins, or the, for the bearings. Not a ton, well, a little bit. And that took a little bit of time, but we did get, I think, a fair amount of the motion part of it done, because next is going to be attaching the XY joints with the X-rail belts to the toolhead attachment point, and then finishing the toolhead. So I'm hoping that next week we can get done with the rest of the motion. I'd love to get the toolhead done. I'm not going to worry about clicky until we make sure everything's working before I do clicky stuff, because I've only used clicky once, and it's on the switch where I have. I don't exactly feel incredibly proficient with my ability to configure it, and I just don't want to add complications outside of making sure that the regular motion and things like that are working as is. So you can do the front tension plates to see how it works. The Frigo kits are only on hold. Oh, that's what it is. He's replacing the shims. Yeah, I guess in the shipment he got in, the shims, it's the same way with mine. They're slightly off by like 0.1 or I think 0.1 to 0.2 from the spec roughly. I'm using them. The reason why I'm using them is because I checked on the shims I used for my original V0, because I was trying to see if I had these shims and saw that my shims were way out of spec. And I've had that V0 running now for a year-ish with like no issues. So I decided, screw it, I'm going with it. Yeah, okay, they're about 0.2 millimeters undersized. There was a little bit of variation. I think some of the ones I had were like 0.9 and the smallest was like 0.78 or something like that. If you're tapping the front extrusions for the tensioners, I was gonna go with the T-nut version. That's what I printed out because I just felt that there's probably less people that have tapping sets. So yeah, I went with the larger guys, which I'm thinking is just, we can do these really quick. Let's install, okay, I lied. We're gonna install these really quick and then we'll call it for today. I wanna get these guys in. Here's the other plate. The question I have for these though is, what bolt sizes am I using? Because in the CAD, it looks like, I think that the CAD is using, yeah, we'll do this. I need to, my root bearings are so loose because I have the wrong shims, no issues. You're saying it doesn't have any issues though, Zombie, even though they're wrong? Okay, so the M5 by 8 for the T-nuts, sweet. So let's do that. We'll use, and I'm assuming it's just gonna be the same drop-in. Damn it. Black extrusions are not the business when it comes to trying to show what the heck you're doing on camera. Love the look. They're super sleek. It's super sleek looking. Let's see. If I go like this, and I go like this. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna drop in, let's see, does the gap matter on these? We'll have the holes facing each other, I guess. So dropping in one of these M5 T-nuts. And then we're gonna have one with the hole facing the same direction. So, or I'm sorry, facing the opposite direction like that. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. I wish more printed. I like black extrusion. Like when I first started doing some like my first kit printer, right, was a Fulgur Tech 2020 back in, I think about in 2015 or so. And it used plain color extrusions and it was fine. Like, but I do like the black looks really sleek. But I will say as well though, like notoriously they always get scratched, whether it's not at the beginning, it's, you know, after a little while. She said M5 M5x8s on the T-nuts. Okay, and then M512s, M512. Does it come with M5.8s? M3.8, M512. I don't see M5.8s. M550s, M530s. Is it M510s? 10s are the smallest. But I don't want to use it if I'm going to pull it away from another part that's going to need it later on. Maybe I do have to wait. M510 should be fine. Okay, hopefully there's 4 spare M510s then. That's my only concern. Let's try that though. We'll do it. Worst comes to worst, I can source some. The dark gray is amazing. Doing my 2.4 dark gray and the light gray ABS. Ooh, sounds awesome. Oh, you're saying the dark gray ABS? I like the Playmaker dark gray ABS print. So yeah, freaking Headshot. You get me pumped for a lot of things. Like the dark gray is what you got me excited about because you kept talking about it, and I looked at it. I was like, that is a really nice. that is a really nice dark gray. All right, so we're gonna have the side with the sort of, or the imprint for the washer facing outwards, and then we will drop these in and hope that it's okay. Don't fall out. All right, there's one of them. We'll line up the second hole like that. Okay, and then I'm just gonna leave those loose for a second. And then you said M5 by A2 attached to extrusion, M316. There we go, M316 for the adjuster. M316. Sweet, there's 3 of them, so hopefully there's enough. I mean, again, I have a bunch of hardware in the garage I can grab if need be, but hopefully we don't need it. And then you said just a regular M3 washer. Here we go. We got a bunch of these. Okay. Sweet. Going through. You said wait, that feels large. M3. For some reason, M3 or 16s feel really long, but maybe it's just because it definitely is a lot of extra space. Okay, so things that need to happen here. I need to loosen you, because there's no point in having you tight right now. So let's do that. So that way we've also got a little bit of play for this whole thing. Cool, let's do the same over here. I'm really liking the KVP graphite ABS color. I don't know that I've ever printed. There's room inside the front tower of the M3 to go. Okay, cool. Good to know. Thank you, Turtle. I wasn't sure if I was going to run into a wall threading it in. Where the hell did I put the driver? I don't. Where did I put the driver, guys? Is this it? No. Okay, I went over here. Oh, it fell on the ground. I was like, oh my, I didn't lose a driver. Okay, so let's go. I think that this still needs to be looser or maybe tighter. I don't know what this needs to make it slide a little bit cleaner. Maybe like that. Just kind of want to see it in action. Okay, now that works. It has me slightly scared because I do see the ABS part slightly bowing. But again, this isn't something you'll be adjusting all the time. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm gonna tighten these M5s down to hold that part in place a little bit more. If anything, you'll run into the big M5. Okay, cool. Yeah, and that was my concern. I've definitely had a few times in my days screwing things in, or I'm like, oh, I hit a wall and blew it out. Oh, that's not good. Okay, cool. So we'll stick with that. I think it's gonna be fine. It's fine. That's only needed to get the tension set. Once you tighten the M5 through the tower, you can release the pressure on the M3. Okay, cool. Yeah, I figured. I don't think it'll be an issue. And I imagine that the shorter one that is tapped into the extrusion is probably going to be stiffer, just because it doesn't have the ability to flex as much because it's a smaller part. Hey, Steve. Yeah, still going. Getting close to calling it. I almost called it a minute ago, and then I think it was, I don't know if it was Turtle or someone said to do the tension. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'll do the front tensioning portion. But basically, we've got the old motion removed. We sanded down the bearing stacks, or the bearing shafts. They're slightly too thick. Got the motors mounted and the bearing stacks for those. Got the two Y rails mounted. They're not parallel yet though. They're loose. We're gonna do that next week. And then attaching belt tensioners. So next week should be X-axis, belts, tool head, and that's that. I mean, there's a lot more, but like that's the game plan. Okay, let's tighten this down. Wait, what is RMRRF? Which one is that? Rocky, is that the Colorado? Is that the one in Colorado? Okay, it is. So it's the one that's in Colorado then. I would love to go to all of them. I don't know what the heck I'll get to go to next year. I'd love to bring Aaron. Why are we not sliding? Oh shoot, it's because, all right, that's fine, we're good. Because the way I have the nuts, I think that it's basically, it can't slide up any further because it's hitting this cross extrusion. Maybe I should have done both of them facing downwards. I don't think it'll be an issue. Again, like this tension will only need to be done initially when the belts are routed, but that's something I didn't think of. Yeah, I don't know what I'll be able to go do next year, especially with the kiddo. But when he's old enough, I would love to take him and Aaron to one of the trade shows. Is Loveland where Lulzbot was? Old Lulzbot? He's the kiddo now, so next one, I don't know. We'll see. Erin says one is all she wants now that she's going through the pregnancy, so we'll see. We'll cross it. Ask me in like, I don't know, a year. Yeah, I think a year will give me a little more time to figure that out. Okay, so we got these in place. Sweet. So I think we definitely made good progress. I, again, was a little overly optimistic, but what's new seems to be my style. Thinking we would get the entire Mercury base 1 conversion done today. I wrote like a little blueprint of what my thoughts were as far as what we get done on streams, and like in my mind, we were gonna have it done today with the tool head. We're gonna flash Klipper. Next week we were gonna get the clicky configured. So I don't anymore know what the progress is gonna be as far as timing goes, because I don't want to rush it. I want to make sure we do it right. It's been a fun build. I certainly had concerns because I don't think I've ever done a build that doesn't have like a to Z instruction of sorts. Like, I mean, there's always, some have gaps, but I was a bit concerned, but I did do quite a bit of preemptive homework. Scott's videos I watched through twice, so that's still somewhere in there as far as like the order of operation, and having the CADs helped out a lot. But also thank you, Turtle, Dutch, and Scott and anyone else earlier that was pointing me in the right direction, because there were a few things that I was like, I don't know, this is right, and I appreciate the help. So I don't know. I know, Turtle, you have work and you got home later on. In Dutch, I don't know what time it is over there. And Scott, I don't know if you'll be able to, but we will continue this next week at the exact same time we started today, so noon Pacific Standard Time. And the game plan will be finish base conversion, finish toolhead, maybe flash Klipper and home it. I don't know, but at least get the base conversion done. That's the game plan for next week. So, how well is it printing? It's printing great. It is great. It uses these new translucent belts and X carriage. You don't even need an X carriage. It's crazy. No. Rush it and make sure. It's really hard to diagnose with loose screws, loose connectors, and such. It's like playing. It's like playing on hard mode. The thing is, I never play video games on hard mode. Always easy is too easy. I don't like the hand holding. Just a regular. I just want like. I want to stumble a little bit, but like every once in a while I need a little pick me up, So anyways, super power efficient right now. What did I miss? Watching all my videos twice, you will need to start a GoFundMe. Not at all. The first time I won't lie, the first time I was multitasking, and so it was more of a background thing. And then when I realized that there wasn't an A to Z instruction, I was like, I'm going back to Scott's videos. And then I was like there, not literally with a pen and paper, but in my head I was like jotting down notes of like, okay, that might be a thing that'll trip you up or something like that. So anyways, on that note, I am going to call it. I hope everybody had a nice time. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you again to Fabrico. It sounds like he is working through the shims, and once he gets the new shims in, he's going to list these again. So if you're interested, there's a link down below in the description. Hopefully they'll be back in stock sooner than later. Based off my previous conversation with him, I think it'll be nearly any day now. So yeah, thank you. There was quite a few donations. Thank you to all of you, all of the new members, all of the likes and all that. And we will continue next week. I'll get this scheduled soon. Yeah, and until then, I hope everyone has a wonderful week. I'll see you guys all soon. Night, everybody. Thanks again, everybody. Seriously, for all the help. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you all later.